chances of anyone moving from one part of this neighborhood to another.
Let the players give the opportunity to describe something about last session that they enjoyed.
What exactly you want to know about the warehouse next door, anyways?
Everything that you know.
Yeah.
We want to see it.
We want to.
We're trying to. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I look back at the hook and I drag it across his neck.
Thank you. Yep. Doing great.
Can I go give Rome a high five?
To who? To Roman?
To Roman.
So,
you have to make the attack roll.
Well, it's a high five, I mean.
And does not hit his AC.
Alright, well, I miss a high five.
You go for it, and he just leaves you hanging.
Why not? Eat some bacon, man. Who's a good kitty? Who's a good kitty?
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of TTRP Theater, where a collection of the finest in geeks and nerds and theater groupies play some Dungeons and Dragons. I am your Dungeon Mistress, Beth, and we are now on episode 3 of The Land of Dark Dreams. For those of you who have not played with us before, we are a gathering of all the previously described pronouns who starting our own little gigs up, and we've got other shows that we're starting up here soon, some of which are focused on D&D, like we've got a Curse of Strahd starting up soon, we've got a Dragon Heist starting up soon, but we've also got other systems like Cult Divinity Lost, and we've got a Greyhawk setting also on the show roster. So give those a good check out if you are so inclined. As far as announcements are concerned, I don't think there is a whole lot going on from our end, unless anybody has anything they feel like talking about.
Nope.
Yeah.
All set.
Or the Horde.
Horde scum.
We can kick him out of the campaign. We can kick him out of the campaign now, right?
Classic is coming, and I will be playing Horde. I'm just saying. So, but with anything else, I think it's time to get started in tonight's episode of The Land of Dark Dreams. Welcome back, everyone. So, those of you who have not watched any of our previous episodes, one of the things I like to do as a Dungeon Mistress is give people the opportunity to win some inspiration that they can use later in the game. This is accomplished by telling the audience something about the last session that they enjoyed. Generally, I'll roll from left to right, but this time we're doing right to left, which means, Roman, you are in the spotlight today. Congratulations.
Woo!
Tell us something about last session that you enjoyed.
I certainly like that someone else in my party is very in keen with my thought process of sabotaging someone's backpack to get a ribbon.
Look, I didn't know it was a glider until she fell off the cliff.
Perfectly fine with me.
Is that what you're gonna tell the judge?
Yeah. If I get caught, which I won't.
And that's the story I'm sticking to. Alrighty, yes. In order to win part of the contest, you sabotaged Mina the Gnome's GL1D3R. Was her debut for the Knaves Challenge.
Hell of a debut.
You had to go rescue her, but more on that later.
She probably had it coming.
Kevin.
She was a gnome.
Ooh.
Big fan of how much more morally gray this party is. to put it lightly.
Yeah.
Sensing some antics in the future.
We got beating children, and we've got sabotaging other members of the community.
Now you're claiming they actually beat children. You said it yourself. 18 to 20.
Those were young adults.
Children.
They had I don't know what I'm trying to say.
They're still developing.
Listen, in this time frame, they are beyond adults at that point. These are people who have their own homes, their own lives, and actually know how to do their own shit.
Well, knew how to do their own shit.
No. They're still alive.
Yeah, with a few of those brain cells.
Jean.
It's very small, but I liked how everything just kind of went way downhill when we were trying to get him the green ribbon, or green feather, I should say. And you all were just making this poor man's day the most uncomfortable in the world.
It was a little awkward.
It was.
I think he probably needed an adult.
I think he probably drunk himself super stupid. He's just like...
You knew what he was doing.
Alrighty. Tempest.
Pies. Why? Why natural ones on pies?
Well, if it make you feel better, the natural if you rolled a natural 100, it would have been all the food that you would eat would have vanished from your stomach, giving you a lower DC for the rest of the contest.
That would have been nice. I don't like that.
You told me you got turned into a goat.
I lied.
No.
Oh, liar.
Why do you believe the DM?
I want to know insight on the DM.
Dude, which one of the DM statements is a lie, though?
Oh, that's true.
Maybe they're both a lie.
That's true.
But yes. And meeting the random grain guy, which may not come up ever again, or may.
Who knows?
Always follow him. Be a stalker.
Raynon, or whatever his name was. I can't read my handwriting.
They said rain guy. I was like, we met a rain guy?
Rain Man? Tom Cruise?
Alrighty. Renard.
I don't know. Last session it was a good session, but I can't think of anything that hasn't been mentioned already that kind of sticks out for me. So I think I'm unfortunately unable to contribute to this particular setting.
How about you smashing up some spiders with your firebolts?
I do that every week.
Well,
same shit, different day.
But for me, it was Wednesday. All right.
Little man gets killed by firebolt.
23.
My favorite part was realizing that all y'all are a bunch of weak bitches.
You didn't realize that first episode?
Actually, no. I do have something. Giving Tempest shit for not realizing that the glider wouldn't work when he tampered with it, when she explained what it did. But when we met her, she's like, yeah, no, it's for jumping off high places. And you didn't think it would crash in the forest when you fucked with it? I take it back. That was a good point.
Yeah, Tempest, you evil person. Why would you ever do that?
Sure, Roman.
We have the morally gray. We don't know who the morally bankrupt are yet. I'm sure we'll find them eventually.
Alrighty. And yes, 23, everybody was weak. That's why you were the first person in the entire party to get knocked unconscious.
Yep, and I had to carry my 300-pound corpse.
Alrighty. So, yes, where last we left off, this adventuring party came together to overcome the challenges of the Summer Dawn Festival in the city of Darrow Shore. You squashed a competition of melee might. You impressed the knight captain with your magical prowess. You somehow managed to get a collection of feathers, fought some giant spiders to rescue a poor gnome who was also in the hands of small spiders because of you, but more on that later. You managed to finish a pie eating contest, and though you were not successful in the final bit, you collaborated with the winner, a massive 8.5-foot tall Goliath named Damon, and split the final prize, winning a substantial amount of gold and a magical item. After that, you all retired for the evening, exhausted, but excited for what is to come, and advance to level 2. So, as you all wake up the following morning to a bright sun beaming through the cracks of your curtained windows, the hot summer air already raising the temperature of the tavern. You can hear downstairs the clanking of glasses and the mumbling of a crowd already gathering. Food is being cooked. You could smell bacon from underneath your doors. At least for those of you that, can smell. What would you all like to do?
Well, it's a new day. Time to, I'd say it's time to go kill Scather now.
I would like to point out, technically, we can smell.
Okay, man.
It just says we don't need to eat, drink, or breathe, but it doesn't say we can't smell.
But
I mean,
maybe we like bacon. Just like the idea of it.
Like smearing it on your body.
Just stand in the presence of bacon. You can't eat it because it smells good.
Tempest is definitely downstairs eating bacon because bacon.
Well, Roman, where do we go?
I would like to be standing directly over Roman when he wakes up.
Yeah, I was gonna note about that. You guys, I understand you guys don't have to sleep, so you can stand up, and that's real cool and all. But maybe don't do it so close to my bed, staring at me.
Roman,
we have to make sure you're all awake, or not awake, alive.
Roman, look, I made this.
Made what?
I'll hold a bag out towards you, and then I'll take your sword and drop it into the bag. And then I'll take your dagger and drop it into the bag.
Can you stop getting rid of my stuff?
I'll take your hat and drop it into the bag.
I don't have a hat.
Bandanas, excuse me.
That one I won't let. I would reach out and grab the bandana if you tried to do that one.
23.
It comes back. It's fine.
23 is incredibly entertained. He's a magician. Can you see this?
I'll reach in and take your sword back out.
Does it work with mine?
And I take off my greatsword and try to pop it in the bag.
It just disappears into it. You can hold 500 pounds worth of stuff.
I could fit in there.
No, you cannot.
I could try.
No,
Roman,
please don't.
Roman will reach out and kind of heft the bottom of the bag to see if it's actually got heavier or not when the sword went in. Neat trick.
As you give it a hoist, there's no weight to it, at least not outside of its standard bag, which is about 15 pounds, I think.
So it's my weak arms But yeah, can I have my dagger back too?
And my greatsword as well. I need that.
I'll take it out and hand it back to you, and take the greatsword out and hand it back to 23.
Can you lift my greatsword?
Yes.
Wait, aren't you the second strongest? I can't remember.
He has an 8. He's fine.
That's all relevant or relative in this campaign.
Yeah, Roman is just going to get dressed.
Quote, unquote.
Well, we're going to start this morning how everyone else starts it. I'm going to get breakfast. I don't know what you guys do.
As you all make your way downstairs, it's a different bartender than what you saw last night. Ruby is not there. Is an older gentleman with a great handlebar mustache, no hair on his head, covered in all sorts of various tattoos. Looks like he's got an anchor over his left hand, but he's just idly cleaning a glass and looks at all of you come down and gives that look before he'll gesture to the kitchen. Another couple plates.
Roman's just gonna plop himself. I'll look over to Kevin. So you still got that cloak on you, right?
I do.
You should start wearing that more. The orange, whatever you have on all the time, kind of doesn't help with the fact that we have this big guy. You know, we are trying to blend in at least a little bit.
I will put it on over the orange. Green and orange go together splendidly.
However you like.
Just seen it on trees.
I need some bacon.
Okay. As you all are casually munching, enjoying your morning, Bernard, are you down there with him?
He is keeping his distance from the rest of the group because in his brief time he has learned he doesn't know these people and he really should not trust these people.
Can I see him in the bar? Is he trying to be stealthy? Or in the tavern?
He's not trying to be stealthy, he's just deliberately not sitting near any of you.
We're not! We're sitting over here! Come, eat breakfast with us!
Excellent, yes, that's fine. I'm just going to finish up here and then I'll... Yes!
I think we're not as nervous of being friends with us. I think we should go. Roman, you said that sometimes people, are awkward around people. I think we should take the initiative here and maybe go sit with him. He needs friends. He looks like he needs friends.
You should definitely do that.
I shall.
Go just brighten his morning up.
Kevin, shall we go brighten his morning up? You can use your orange to brighten him up.
Seems to be a quite bright morning already.
Could get a bit brighter.
No, I don't. I did not take light spells today.
Okay.
Well, I will go over and sit next to, plop down in front of Bernard.
I'll go with him.
Dunk.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Roman's just smirking over at Renard as he's eating bacon.
I'll walk up to Roman and be like, "Did you do that?"
They have their own wills. I just simply mentioned that maybe they should go make a friend, chum up to Renard. That way I could have some bacon in peace for once.
Good plan. It's really good bacon.
This is just watching the scene of the two robots over with Renard.
Izon will walk over as well, sit next to him. He's going to say, "Have one more seat for the show."
Oh yeah, he'll push the chair out for him, kind of pass some bacon his way.
Cheers, mate. Take the bacon and start eating.
As you all are enjoying your breakfast, enjoying the early morning hours, the door pops open into the front of the tavern, and in walks a girl that, from first glance, looks to be maybe about 5 to 6 years old, given her height, but then as a closer look, the much more mature expression gives you the impression that this is a halfling. Although she's wearing a little red hood and a cloak, she kind of skips and womps her way up to the front bar and kind of looks up to the bartender and taps the bar and he goes, Miss Giselda, how you doing? And says, I'm fine yourself, sir. She reaches into she's holding up a basket. This is for Miss Ruby, and he'll hand her she will hand him a note, and he'll tilt his head and, she left last night for home. Reckon we could get it to her, but it may take a couple of days. That's fine. She'll smile and he'll nod at her. All right, next caravan that goes out that way, we'll hand it. She'll nod again. Thank you. And she'll look at all of you and wave an over-enthusiastic 5-year-old wave, but before she skips out.
I will return an over-enthusiastic 5-year-old wave.
I will also wave.
Tempest does a little kind of just like, hi.
Roman eats bacon.
I'm going to stand up and walk directly over to Roman. Like, just on his elbow, basically. Roman, did you not say that we should get out of town?
That is an after-breakfast thing.
I could not help but overhear. They are trying to move something out of town. Perhaps we could volunteer.
What, you want to be a courier?
I'm unfamiliar with this word.
Mailman.
The bartender will look up. It's, Miss Ruby's got a sale on some potions of healing, it looks like. This was supposed to be given to Giselda and never got the chance. It looks like she's got them for 25 gold a pop. I've got an order from the guards to buy some. That's what that's all about.
25 gold a pop, you say?
They're for sale to the general populace.
I'd imagine some of them are. I ain't got a need for them, but maybe if you all can deliver the order. He'll wave his hand in the general direction. I think that might be inclined a thing to happen.
I always am looking for a good job.
We do work well together. Bernard, what do you say? Would you like to go?
Wait. Well, I planned on this myself. You don't need to come. It's fine.
I think we should all have an opportunity to partake in relatively cheap healing potions.
Well, this will be, just a nice thing for you to do, though. Ruby does sometimes offer lodging to polite guests if you're, delivering an item. She might even cook dinner for you.
Well, it teleports me out into the woods.
He'll grin at that. That actually wasn't her. That was somebody else. But, yeah.
Just wanted to know.
Did you have nightmares about that incident, Tempest?
No, I'm fine. I just don't want to repeat it.
Tempest, look on the bright side. You did not get eaten by spiders.
Correct. You're right. I did not.
To be fair, Kevin, right? Or you're 23. I'm getting you two confused again.
23 is the bigger one.
23 is the bigger one. Okay. Kevin, how would they have eaten you? You're made of hard metal.
Oh, no. I was not going to be eaten by spiders. I was not teleported to the middle of the forest.
Right, but what I'm saying is, how would they eat you in 23? Aren't you made of porcelain and metal?
It is unlikely they would have. They most likely would have left us in our web until we were eventually freed.
I hear spiders eat all sorts of things. They might have eaten you.
The bartender just kind of giving you all a really awkward look before he goes, "Oh, you're them champions from yesterday. That's right. Okay. Now it makes sense. We heard about you dealing with the spiders. Appreciate that. Miss Mina is kind of upset with you, but maybe you get over it."
I'm just looking down.
Why would she be upset? I believe we rescued her from the spiders, did we not?
She lost some parts. Her uncle went out for him this morning.
To the spider-infested wood.
Yeah. I think I would pass on that, personally.
Well, when it's your livelihood at stake.
Is it possible we could be in danger if there's more spiders?
There's always sorts of critters in the forest, but usually this close to town, it ain't that bad.
Very well.
Good to know he is probably safe then.
I imagine all of our tables are relatively close if we can all talk to each other.
The tavern itself, the main foyer is spacious, but the tables are close together, yes. And it still has that party setup like you would imagine of any convention. All the tables are out, all the chairs are out, nothing's really put away yet. You can see that process of starting to get clean, but not yet.
We're all quite done eating breakfast.
Yeah, I always have room for bacon, but we do have to get moving.
I'll open the bag of holding. Like, you can store some in here.
It's not the same after it gets cold.
I mean, we can always turn it into bacon jerky.
Yeah, that's jerky. That's not bacon. Get the fresh
really
stuff.
Delicious.
But either way, I think we should just sell this shop that had the potions. Did I hear that correctly? I look over towards the bartender.
She's out of town. Ruby lives about 6-7 hours away.
What? It's not a quick trip, is it?
No, that's what I said. She'll feed you if you go.
Which direction is she?
Just follow the road. Can't miss it. She's a little farming town on the outside the Arboretum.
That's not that far.
I think we're heading that way anyways.
Bernard, what do you think? An opportunity to purchase cheap potions, a free meal as you humans like to eat?
I mean, healing a
potions are incredibly valuable, and getting them for a standard price and below that would be market advantage, but I would be kind to remind you all that the last time we had any interaction with Ruby, she was kicking us all out of the tavern because you threw an arrow at her.
Correction.
She may not like to see us.
Technically,
Last
the
time.
lesson. Go ahead.
Last time, I made reconciliations with her, and she now likes us again for eating her pie.
I believe she tolerated us because the contest was in action.
Well, if you want to get into good graces, why not return her mail? I mean, if you're wanting to at least make sure that she's not angry at you anymore, at least you could do is do her a favor.
I think that's a wonderful idea.
You're going to insist on this one way or the other, whether I say anything else.
I insist on everything.
Absolutely, of course you are. Well, that's just
Does insist on everything.
He is the insisting type.
I have noticed that about him. Well, cheap healing potions are right up my alley. I'm okay with this.
It's a win for everyone. Let's go. And 23 is automatically out the door.
This is going to be the journey, isn't it? This is
I
how
could
he
just
works.
stay here. He's already gone. I could just stay here. I imagine he would forget. I could just stay here forever, and I would never see him again.
I'm going to walk over to Renard and just start kind of like tugging him. It's like, if I have to deal with the giant metal man, you have to deal with the giant metal man.
That is not true in the slightest. I could just leave forever.
You could, but you're not going to. Come.
But
I'm
you
not doing
won't.
this soon.
As a plot.
As Izal stands up, look to Renard, is going to say, then leave. I dare you.
Dare me to leave?
We're getting on the road.
I mean, you're saying to yourself, you can just stay here and leave. Why not leave?
No, I said I could stay here forever, and I'd never see him again after he's left.
That's still leaving us. Because you're staying here while we're leaving.
Yes, it'd be leaving you. Yes, that'd be the point.
Mr.
I'm not
Renard.
putting it to these.
Sorry to interrupt. Before you leave, just a word of warning. There's been a kind of a bandit issue on the road the last couple of years. They usually don't bother people that are not looking like they're really ostentatious, if you know what I mean. But if you're rolling around flouting yourself, they may pick with you. Just be careful.
Blend in seamlessly then.
I think you could do that very well.
Insight check.
Oh, he's bullshitting, especially when he's looking for Warforged.
I figured that didn't require a very high DC for that.
No,
Well, if we're going out and we're possibly going to have to deal with big people telling us to give us their money, we might as well go now so we can get it done out of the way now.
Why would people tell us to give us their money?
No. They would ask us for our money.
That sentence makes more sense.
It's the morning. My words are all over the place right now. You have to excuse me.
Orange?
What a lovely trait in a bard.
Oh no.
I'm not. I can sense the sarcasm, but I don't care. Also, how ripe are those oranges?
Oh, they're so ripe.
I'd imagine by this point everybody could smell them.
Not anymore. They're in a bag of holding. Oh, no,
so-
not except for this one.
I'm just kind of like using my gentle winds to just kind of like waft it over toward Hassan instead.
I'll put it down on the table in case someone wants it.
No, Izon will extend his hand,
I'll put it into Zon's hand.
and it'll say, "I shall see you all outside." And as he walks outside, he'll find like the nearest water barrel and dunk.
It is a hot, balmy morning, right on the coast. You can just feel the breeze coming from the offshore. But for those of you who are all nice and bundled up in your robes and armors, it's hot. Welcome to the south.
It's a nice morning.
Oh, it's humid as shit.
Why was she wearing all that?
Am I rusting?
Not entirely sure what you can rust.
My chainmail is already a little bit rusty, so it's just kind of like, great.
From all the blood of the innocents, right?
Roman just
Rude.
Roman still has like a fistful of bacon. He's like, I can always throw bacon on you if if you need some grease, big guy.
I think that might be quite useful.
I'll take a bite of a piece of bacon and hand him a half-eaten piece of bacon.
I'll rub it on one of my elbow joints.
I've gone
sure that works.
So I've gone ahead and grabbed the basket since I don't think we mentioned that. No, I'll just start walking down the road.
I shall now invent the fantasy version of WD-40 just for 23.
Wait, did we have to go pick up the basket or?
It was in the tavern.
We have to go take
it was a request order.
Yeah, we have to go take it to Ruby.
Yeah, so it's here with us. I'm just mentioning I grabbed it.
Okay. So the order is from Giselda to Ruby to purchase stuff for Giselda's shop.
I love the idea of us just going to Ruby's house and then forgetting the basket. And we just went 6 to 7 hours.
The order is the note.
Oh.
Ordering the guard through Giselda are ordering a bunch of potions to bring back to Darashore.
Then I have the note.
Perfect.
Okay.
Tally ho.
All right. Are you moving out into the wilderness for the first time?
Yes.
Yes.
Gather your party before venturing forth.
Okay,
Gather my
Dragon Age.
bacon. That's all I need.
Alrighty. So, changing maps. Back to the main menu.
While we're walking, I'll play my violin very casually just to give us a little bit of mood music.
Music.
Alrighty. So you will
tinkering on my crossbows or walking.
That's really big. All right, so looking at the map, you can actually see a little token blip of where you are. It looks like the little Skyrim symbol. Yes, I am that kind of nerd. So, as you make your way out into the wilderness of the western Elcidian coast, the area itself is not particularly forested, at least not immediately. As you can see, gentle rolling farms, one past the other. And then as you look at the note, there is an address, but it was pointed that it's about 6 hours away, which would put it on the south side of the river that runs from the southern Waishan into the Elcidian Sea. So you do have a little bit of walking for you along the way. And for those of you that are watching, I do apologize if you hear thunder. There is a big old storm rolling right overhead.
I know that mood. That was last week for me.
Yeah, I can
Always
hear it.
for you.
Making my house shake. So
I'm in Texas. I get storms all the time.
Right? But making your way out, it is gentle rolling plains after gentle rolling plains and farmhouse after farmhouse. Very little to see in the immediate vicinity of Darashore. However, as you make your way past the city perimeter itself and into the wilds, the grasses start becoming less trimmed and mowed, the trees more populated. You occasionally see the wild animals a little bit more frequently, to include the occasional deer that crosses your path, looking up confused or at least startled before it scatters off into the evening or the day. By about noon, you've been walking for 4 hours. At some point, presuming you all would stop to eat lunch. Sitting on the nestled brook of another smooth day, you can spot, not terribly far away, an obelisk of about 10 meters tall, just off the road, not terribly far away, about 20 to 30 feet away from you. That seems made of a pure black stone. One of the many landmarks that have been passed along the way that cover the Empire in itself. Those of you who are native to the Empire, make a history check with advantage. To those of you that are not, just make a history check.
With advantage, -1.
Were these
That's
after
18.
my time or before my time?
Oh, Reynard, jeez. Never mind.
Yeah, Reynard.
My 18's wimpy.
I got a 12.
Okay.
I was up 19 either way, so.
So it's mostly Renard and Izan, and Kevin in his own peculiar way. Oddly enough, Kevin, we'll get to that in just a second, I'm sorry. Renard, you recognize these. These obelisks are a relic of an ancient history of the Empire, built about the time of the Calamity. So you are aware that they are more or less impervious to any sort of magical or physical harm. Magical because if you get within about 15 feet of them, magic just stops working entirely. Impervious to physical harm because whatever material it is made out of, not sledgehammer, not fireball, not maul has been able to chink even slightly whatever this black rock is made out of. And as you approach it, if you should do so, is anybody getting close to it?
23 will.
Tempest.
As you get within about 15 feet of it, within its anti-magic zone, you feel almost like you're being stifled by something, a sense of being surrounded by almost a mystical aura of some sort. And you could hear a very faint buzzing sound as it surrounds it. The Warforged especially are more in tune with this. It's a little more tingly to you. It's almost like you could feel the electricity or whatever magical power that keeps you just draining you almost. You feel yourself more sluggish, more tired. Just the energy itself seems to be almost getting away from you.
23 is going to back away from it if that happens, as soon as he starts feeling that.
The rest of you can hear the buzzing, but it does not seem to affect you in any real way other than you mostly know that you cannot cast magic while inside this range. Renard, with that natural 20, and from your previous history of learning experience, the Empire, in all of its vast collective knowledge, believes that these obelisks are not only guide markers to travel, but also wards, perhaps, shields, protectional barriers against something. You're not really sure what. The Empire knows specifically that magic does not work, not just arcane, but divine magic as well. And it's been known that some people who do not want to be scryed or looked upon through magical means will find a way to linger near these for as long as they possibly can.
Yes. Well, you'll excuse me if I don't get too close. These things have nasty effects on people who practice exactly what I do. I'd rather not bother with that. Plus, they just give me a headache.
You're telling me I feel rather exhausted standing next to it.
I mean, they are useful in their own way. And Tempest will actually go to the basement, kind of rummage around and see if anything's there.
Okay. Make a perception check.
You would never know I was proficient.
As you take a good look around, scouting beneath it, just kind of rummaging, there is tall grass, occasional rock, but no belongings or anything. Getting really close to it as you look over, there are runes carved into it, though of a language you do not speak or read.
Ooh, can I see it from here?
You'd have to get closer. If they were pointed out, certainly.
Oh, there's runes on this. Does anyone speak this?
Could I, I'll get a bit closer. I'm guessing I get that sort of feeling as well.
I don't know. What language is it in?
I don't know. I don't speak it. How am I supposed to know which one it is?
Do I
Just
get
because
that?
you can't speak a language doesn't mean you can't recognize it.
Do I get that feeling when I get closer to it?
That you recognize it?
Yeah,
Just
and
the
just
buzzing feeling, I think.
that buzzing and exhaustion sort of feeling.
No, it is specifically for the Warforged.
Oh, all right. So
Go on, sorry.
No, you're fine. I'll just lean down and see if I can't recognize the script.
Okay. Make an Arcana check.
Can I do the same since I was over here checking? Oh, never mind. Damn, everyone else is doing good.
Wow. Though you cannot read the script, you do recognize it as a very old variant form of Dwarvish.
So it's not Sylvan.
No.
Oh, this is Dwarvish. Anyone here?
More
speak
like an
Dwarf?
old dialect of Dwarvish that's no longer used in any native species that you are aware of.
Does anyone speak Dwarvish? It's sort of like a dialect, but I'm pretty sure words like these sort of scriptures do recognize with other words.
It's like ye old Dwarvish.
I mean, probably, I suppose.
Before
I'm
they all
guessing-
turned to Scottish accents.
I'm pretty sure since no one's saying yes or no, no one here speaks Dwarvish.
I do not. I apologize.
I do not.
I speak primordial.
What is that?
Not so educated.
It's the language of the elements.
Can you say hello? My name is Tempest and Primordial. See, that's cool.
Sorry, I had a little bit more reflection.
I say something in Orin that sounds something like Tempest is a blowhard.
And
But honestly, only he can understand.
And I look over him like, your accent's terrible.
Don't hear me criticizing you.
Look, he was going to buy it, okay?
Yes, I'm audio. No, Mr. Connick, I'm afraid I don't speak Dwarvish at all.
Then we have nothing to see here. I will as well take a peek at the base of the obelisk to see if I can't see anything interesting.
Make a perception check.
10.
I'm telling you, there's nothing here.
As you're rummaging through it, there is in fact nothing there for you to see.
Oh, wait, hold on. No, never mind. It's just a pine cone.
Where would there be a pine cone from around here?
I mean, you never know. People put things there for sort of like ritualistic purposes as well as donations. Maybe someone really thought a pine cone was worth it.
Right, well, this buzzing is getting annoying. Let's leave, shall we?
Are you two got done with your rock? I was just sitting there picking his teeth with a knife. It's a black rock. It's very pretty.
I have to ask, do you cut your gums when you do that? Because I feel like just that habit, you've got to have cut yourself at least once.
Almost every time.
Roman,
Yeah.
Roman, with you waiting over there, do you feel like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place?
I turn around. I don't see a hard place.
I will say something in Orin to Lake like, this one's a dumb one, isn't he?
I just thought.
I have a decent intelligence, I'll have you know.
You don't know what I said.
I now know all languages. Fuck you.
Oh, do you?
Right.
Alright, well, I'm just taking longer. Let's get going, guys.
The interesting things you find in the world. So, picking up your belongings and carrying on away from the mysterious obelisks, within the next couple of hours, you pass a few more of them. They seem to be interspersed every couple of miles or so. But eventually, as you make your way down the dusty road, you arrive, as you look at the note on the order, at what you would assume to be Ruby's farm. And you can see, just up the hill, a fence of a fence of stone, about 5 to 6 feet tall, with a stone door in front, overlooking what looks to be a small orchard farm with a guest house or something else not terribly far away.
23 is just gonna go walk up to this front door right here.
'Tis a fence.
That is a fence. Okay. Dynamic lighting is being confusing. I can't see past the fence.
Yes, well, I mean, it is a fence. You can't see past it. It's taller than you are, but...
So the house is,
pretty high fence.
is to the south, though?
Yes, the house is further past it.
Okay, I will try to open the fence door.
It without any issue.
All right. And forward. And door is here?
Yep, right there.
All right, and I'm going to go over and I'm going to knock on the door.
While he does that, I'm kind of just peering around outside, seeing if anyone's around.
Make a perception check.
I swear I'm freaking... Okay, see? Proficiency.
Okay. As you take a quick look around, there is nobody else around. It's a very nice-looking area, very idyllic, with a handful of scenic trees. Looks like some sort of workhouse or outhouse, not terribly far away, and along with a guest house. And just gentle rows of orchards of, looks like still growing vegetables. You can even see what looks to be cauliflower growing.
Oh, how lovely. I love it.
Okay. How are the rest of you?
Store. I'm assuming this is a door.
Yeah. Right here. Looking around her house, you could see a well. Flush and full. Are we knocking on the door?
Yeah, I said I was knocking on it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear that.
That's
I
fine.
did not hear that part. I'm sorry. With a thunk, 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 you hear a... One moment. And there's a... As the door pops open, and you can see the ever lovely red-headed Ruby, just looking at all of you with a very confused face. Says, "Oh, hello, gentlemen."
Hello. We have a delivery. Actually, we have an order request.
Order requested.
Okay.
Who has the note?
No, I'll walk up and hand Ruby the note.
She'll take it. She flips over. Of course. Well, certainly no issue. They want 7. I have 10 available. Okay, cool. 1 moment, and she'll walk into her house. Please come in.
Yeah.
3 are available for sale.
She'll seems to be going behind a door to crack something open and rummaging through things.
We'll just go ahead and take a seat right there.
Yeah, I'll take a seat right here.
Tempest does the same, just kind of lounges back a little bit.
Reynard sits outside the door, just kind of looking around the yard. He does not come in.
Ruby, we were actually curious if we could possibly purchase some of the healing potions from you.
Oh, sorry, Trump dynamic lighting. You had an issue. Well, I suppose that shouldn't be an issue if you are so inclined. They are 25 gold apiece. She'll walk out of the room holding a big crate. Looks like what would probably either be a wine crate or a glass crate filled with straw to keep the glasses from clinking together too much.
I mean, to be fair, we did travel quite a ways to make sure that the order was requested to you. From what I understand, your friend was going to send it by caravan, and that would have taken longer. Could you possibly knock it down to maybe 2018?
My friend, they are already extremely cheap, but make a perception check. Or, I'm sorry, persuasion check.
10.
I'm already giving them at a pretty significant discount.
I'll just walk over to her and like, my lady, 25 gold is wonderful, and I appreciate you for that.
Of course.
I will.
However, since you all came all this way out, I don't feel like leaving you left-handed. Why don't I cook dinner for you?
I don't eat.
It's not going to teleport me 5 miles away, is it?
No, that was a little gag from Numos. I'm sorry.
Just checking again.
23 is going to purchase one of those potions.
So is Tempest.
25 gold.
I will not. I appreciate the offer, but I think I should be fine. Thank you, though.
Well, when you're dead, you'll wish.
I have healing word.
For those of you having a dynamic lighting shift, just reload your pages.
That's what I was going to do.
Yeah, it's doing some weird stuff.
It did that to me yesterday on another game. Just reload.
How wonky.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. Okay, so only 2 people are buying potions?
I'm buying one as well.
Okay, so all 3 are sold. Well, dinner will be eventually. Why don't you all find ways to entertain yourselves, or at least converse? Who are all of you? What are you all doing out this far, other than delivering an order?
Slight GM note. I have no dynamic lighting now. I see everything.
That's the idea. Yeah.
Okay, good. Just checking.
Yeah, I had to turn it off because it was acting funky.
We're here because someone asked us to come here and give you a note. That's why we're here.
Aren't you outside?
I mean, the door's open. I'm still listening.
I mean, more specifically, me, Roman, and Kevin are trying to hunt down Scather, if you've heard of him.
She pauses for a moment, but...
Reynard actually groans again.
Tempest also groans.
Roman's just used to it, so he just strokes his head.
I wish you luck in that endeavor. And she'll go over to the fire where it seems to be looking like she's putting water inside of it or something. Some brown liquid, not quite water, but looks like a broth of some sort.
That looks delicious.
It's broth, darling. It's nothing yet.
Looks delicious. I have
chuckle.
a keen imagination.
Good to know. excuse me, and she'll actually go over to the table and she pulls out with a bunch of fruits or vegetables and just starts chopping.
Tempest, when you were teleported, did some of your head sort of get washed a little bit? That is just broth.
Just gonna knock him in the back of the head a little bit. Just boop.
He kind of chuckles a little bit and just kind of lean on the table. Just he's actually right now just readjusting some of the. He's tuning his violin essentially.
Okay. Oh, what do you play?
A little bit of this and that. I mainly play on the violin, but I am skilled in other sorts of entertainment. I do play the viol, the lute, and the pan flute.
You play the viol as well?
I do.
I am also I'll partake of the instrument, my friend.
It is a very nice instrument. It's a bit of it's a lower key than a violin, but I do like that. I like the violin just because it gives me more freedom to just sort of dance about and have more freedom of movement.
We'd like to play a song together.
I would love that.
Is no one going to make a comment that the giant robot can play music?
He opened his chest and let me put things in it. I'm not going to question anything further.
That was the other robot.
Still.
I'm going to pull out my viol.
I will take. I believe I've got a viol. No, I've got a lute and a violin. But I'll still play my violin with you.
What's a out of character? Are you saying viola or a viol?
Viol. It's an actual instrument.
Okay. Never heard of it.
It's basically just a violin that's not a violin.
It's lower tune.
Yeah, it's how what's the big one that you sit
cello.
down on the floor?
Cello.
It's kind of like a miniature cello essentially.
Okay, because I was like, I play the viola, so I'm very confused right now. Continue. Sorry, my bad. I was just curious.
No, you're good.
23 is going to attempt to play a lovely song.
I shall assist by playing my violin alongside trying to get a good tune going in.
I'll make a pair performance checks.
All right. 9. It's been a long walk.
Can I make
plus I was tuning.
Would that be a tools check?
Two?
Yes, it'd be a performance. Performance.
Performance. Okay. I have a +0. I have a 6.
And she's polite as she's listening. She's chopping up vegetables. A couple scenes where you swear she's going to slice her thumb off because somebody did something off key. But
Tempest is
charming.
Not my best performance, I can promise you that.
It has been a few hundred years since I played.
I've been on the road for quite some time.
I could tell that. Well, thank you for your performance. And as she is saying that, you can hear from outside a yell of a name. Thunderstar! Get out here!
Immediately grabbing the light crossbow off my back.
What was the name? Sorry, Beth.
Thunderstar.
Thunderstar?
It is called out.
What direction did that come from?
You will about to see. So, Lake, as you are
sitting outside, just next to the door,
you could see a few animals start to gather, pouring up the road. Wolves. And then a couple of bears. And then a very peculiar looking creature with brown skin covered in leaves, almost wavy bark-like hair.
And we're just going to slowly stand up. Somebody's bringing the circus.
Strapped to the top of 2 black bears are 2 very ragged-looking individuals. Look, they're covered in vines. And she'll stop. Ruby will stop and look up, raise a brow. Friends of yours?
Anyone here is named Thunderstar?
No.
No.
I haven't used that name yet.
Does anyone look nervous at the name? I mean, any of our group that we've...
Make an insight check.
I was checking my bio, like, did I do this?
Did I accidentally name myself Thunderstar? Forget it.
Reynard Thunderstar.
No.
No.
Thunderstar or Sunderstar?
Thunderstar.
It's like Thundercats, but Thunderstar.
I kept hearing Sunderstar.
Oh.
It is Thunderstar.
Thunder.
Okay. Yeah.
I did hear thunder quite a lot.
I heard a lot of thunder.
Well,
All
I'm
right.
in a stormy area, but no.
Yeah, I'll just.
Bernard will just call back at that point. Yes, doesn't seem to be any Thunderstar here. I'm not sure what the confusion is, but it's a very interesting collection of motley animals you have there. How did you manage to coalesce all of them?
Then this woman steps forward, saying nothing towards you, but more yelling at the house. I know you're there! Your friends have already given you up! Come out!
Oh, she seems very insistent.
Could I roll perception to see?
Is there anyone else in the house with you?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Ruby.
can I roll perception to hear anyone else in the house besides Ruby?
As you make a perception check.
Yeah.
Oh, the Ruby is walking past all of you. Excuse me. No, there is nobody else in the room other than Ruby and yourselves.
I moved out.
23 is going to walk out to the courtyard as well.
I'm going to cast Arcane Weapon on my crossbow and then put my Tinker's Tools away.
As Ruby is walking out, she walks over to a nearby shelf and pulls off a small short sword and just seems to unsheath it before walking out.
Not the act of an innocent person.
Oh, more like defending myself.
Are we fighting?
I don't know who this is. Is there something I can do for you? There's nobody here by that name. And the two people strapped kind of look up and they got vines wrapped through their mouths. They are all sorts of bound up to roots. They get shoved off the black bears, and literally you can see the roots clamber up and grab them and hold them tight to the ground.
You're stepping on all the cauliflower.
Okay. The creature will then call out, "Your companions chopped down one of my trees, Thunderstar. You are to answer for it."
Cut down a tree? What?
She'll raise a brow.
I would like to make a nature check at this point to see if I can figure out just who is controlling this.
Okay.
15.
You recognize this creature as a dryad.
Recognition just kind of dawns on his face. Oh god, it's a dryad. She's pissed off because somebody's messed with nature.
Who's messed with nature?
Damn hippies.
They cut down a tree. I assume it's a very important one.
None of us cut down a tree, I don't think. I didn't. I don't have the, no offense to myself, but I don't have the physical strength to cut down a tree myself.
Is this other gate open out of curiosity?
It is.
Okay, good to know.
Roman's just gonna push on his rapier. He's like, "Yep, don't really carry an axe, so I don't think it's me."
Yep, I have a rapier as well, so can't be me.
Well, the implication seems to be that they were chopping down a tree on orders, and she thinks that this Thunderstar was responsible for those orders.
Well, right, but there's no Thunderstar here. I think you're at the wrong house.
She's fairly convinced, it seems.
Invite her in and have a check.
Then call out, "I do not know who these people are. I do not know anything about your tree. I am sorry that you have an issue, but will you please release them and go home?"
Actually, do we recognize these two at all?
You've never seen these guys before in your life. No.
Making sure.
You keep screaming Thunderstar. Do you have a description, perhaps, of what this person looks like?
And she will just point at Ruby.
That's
Ruby,
pretty damning.
Ruby, do you have a twin?
No.
Did you
But
cut down
something tells me I don't think we're going to be able to walk away from this.
Maybe they won't walk away from this.
I feel like you're, I'm not even gonna say.
Well,
are we doing this?
Fighting it is, and 23 will put, wield or bring out his greatsword, ready to fight.
Izon will, before he steps forward, Izon will kind of put a fist, like sort of side fist your shoulder's gonna say, "Go get him," and I'm gonna cast heroism on him.
Just now, let's be careful. Don't actually try and kill her. She's a dryad. They're not evil. They're just very particular about their forests.
Yes, well, if she's gonna try to kill me, I'm not gonna not defend
As you start
myself.
casting a spell, the dryad will raise a hand out. "Kill them! Kill them all!"
Very, very particular about their forests.
Yes, because
Please roll for.
yes, because Yes, because a sane dryad would totally scream at us and say, kill them all.
What's the temporary hit points on that heroism spell there?
4. You got 4.
4.
I think it's
3 shots kill them all in his sleep regularly.
Burn them all!
My rolls tonight are just like
I
on
know way
point.
too much about this group.
I believe it's 4. Yeah, it's my ability modifier, so that's my charisma.
We can see your rolls.
That is a fast wolf.
Yeah, I don't mind you guys seeing the rolls at this point.
Sounds good.
Let's say we will see the initiative here in a second.
So much for my 22.18.
So much for a nice lunch.
Maybe I still have a higher initiative than the wolf.
Maybe we get a better lunch. We can get some.
Oh, this is true.
Some bear meat.
Oh, wolf meat.
It's gonna make gamey.
Nothing wrong with gamey.
I need to roll for Ruby.
I like gamey. I'm just saying, it's gonna be gamey.
Gonna be gamey. Gonna be real gamey.
This game's gonna be gamey.
Cool, blimey, we're gonna get ourselves some bear.
Seriously, I made a swift character.
Are we killing them then?
As the coursing
I mean, I would prefer not killing them. I swear, this is all just a misunderstanding.
She's obviously not sane, mate.
Would you be insane if someone destroyed something that you were beloved of?
Well, then knock her out.
Just stop her. You don't need to butcher her.
If she's going to try to kill me, I'm not going to say I'm not going to try to kill her. Like, what's...
I'm going to set my heavy crossbow to fire with arcane weapon, and I'm just going to point it at them and hold my attack and just call out, I would not advance if I were you. This will end poorly.
You are ill-equipped for this battle.
You must construct additional fire.
Okay, StarCraft.
Initiative? I'm sorry, intimidation.
Not bad.
Okay. Ruby looks towards you and nods. Let's do this.
I'm going to hold an attack in case I see something come over the wall or through the gate.
All right. The wolves are going to start bounding through, making their way
Downtown.
Walking
fast.
Faces passing.
Run right up towards. All right. I believe that's your held action. Oh no, different character. He's going to make his. Yep. 23 hits. 8 points of piercing damage. Sinks into the side. 9 points. Hello?
I think you're muted.
Kevin.
Me?
Yep. Yeah, we.
Yeah?
I should
Yeah.
be muted.
Now we can hear
You're
you.
fine. You're fine.
Yeah. What's the 1d6 for?
Because I
Magic.
cast arcane weapon before the fight started.
9, or it's 9 damage, okay?
Yeah.
With that, the wolf lets out a howl of pain as the crossbow shoots into its side. It looks like it took a pretty significant hit from that, but it's still charging. It is going to take a bite out of crime, and by crime I mean 23.
Like the same thing. Ooh. Now we can see that too.
That'll hit.
Yeah, I don't care if you guys see the rolls at this point. 9 points of piercing damage.
Jesus.
There goes my 10.
There's a mean wolf.
I need to start raging.
It's a dire wolf.
Also, for anyone with high perception, you would have noticed that immediately after firing, a new arrow just materialized in my crossbow.
Fancy.
I have no high perception, but that's baller.
That one's going to land a hit on Ruby. I'm sorry, 23, please make a strength save.
Okay.
Oh, would I go before?
Oh, Jeebus.
Knocks you down.
By the way, would I be going after or before the dryad?
You're before. Players go first. Okay. That one hits attack on Ruby. Hits her for 9.
Oh, fuck.
She is unhealthy. She is bleeding pretty badly. Strength save. She's also
Oh
knocked
my
prone.
gosh.
Everyone stop falling.
Alright.
What are these rolls?
So, just to be, you said that this wall is too high to climb, so they all have to come through the gate, correct?
Yes, they're coming through the gate.
Okay.
Alright, this is going to get advantage to bite 23.
16 just hits.
Okay. Another 9 points of damage.
Oh god.
Alright. The other 3 wolves, you can see the dryad holds her hands out. Not yet. Make sure none escape. And she'll point them to point around the side. The wolves are making their way over this way. Alright. Izan.
Alright, so this is already not looking good, so I'm going to just tippy-toe over here, and I'm going to, with my rapier, stab this one in the head.
Okay.
Where's my rapier? There you are.
Kill it good.
18 will hit.
7 points of damage.
Kill it dead.
The one on the right?
Yes, the one that was already hit.
Okay, with that, the stab goes through its heart, and it just limps before falling over dead. And you can hear the dryad, "I'm going to kill you!"
Yeah. Keep whining, and I'm gonna cast Healing Word on 23.
Okay.
Already burning through these, so.
All right.
5.
5? Awesome.
It's still, I rolled the lowest, but still.
The dryad is going to cast Shillelagh
Shillelagh.
on her club.
She's gonna beat the shit out of me.
And she is going to hold her position in action. The black bears are going to stand guard near her, so they are going to move forward. I'm sorry, the Renard is supposed to go before the black bears. Renard.
Fingers. All right. Blue fire on the fingers, as I will snap my fingers and cast Firebolt on the wolf next to Ruby.
13 just hits.
Dealing it 9 points of damage. Good God, the joke is writing itself already. Before Renard will say, all right, I'm not going to stand out here, and I'm going to retreat inside the building. Not going there. Nope. I'm going to go 10, 20, 25, 30.
Is Beth really quiet for anyone else?
Yes, she is.
Am I really quiet? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There you go. For that moment.
Moving through them is difficult terrain.
Yep, that's 30.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
All right, Roman.
All right. I'll draw both my rapiers and push forward. So it's 10, 15, 20 to there. And I will make a stab at that wolf attacking Ruby.
Okay.
With my main hand.
You're a mate.
I'm assuming that hits?
Yes, 22 will hit.
All right. Do I get sneak attack on this?
It's dead. That
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's a very dead puppy.
Overkill. I request overkill.
As it falls over dead, you can hear another scream of rage from the dryad.
We're not really making this woman happy.
So then I'll move my last 10 to there.
She's not
And
giving us much choice.
bonus action attack the this werewolf or this wolf. My offhand.
18 will hit.
Okay, and I'll sneak attack him.
9 points of damage. Still alive. Okay. The other black bear, who now can take his turn, is going to move forward. And let's see how much movement he's got. I'll double check. 40. Okay. This is going to not dash up, but run up towards Zahn.
Uh-oh.
He's trying to take 2 attacks. One's going to go, trying to bite you. I'm assuming that hits.
Nah. Oh, hey, that's not too bad.
As it bites into your side, but then its heavy claws reach up and try to rake you across the face, and you lean back just in time. Pass.
Large bear in front of me. Hello.
I think you do need to make a con save for heroism as well.
Oh, hopefully I just got to roll over 10. You're good.
Okay.
Awesome.
Ruby is going to get up and she's going to go over and try to shank this bear.
Shank the bear.
Bear shanks.
13 does hit. I have an 8. Okay, that's 15 damage. No, I'm sorry.
13.
13. Yep. Alright, math, guys.
Math
Okay.
is hard.
She does pretty significant damage to it. Alrighty. The other black bear is going to stand guard for Nalia, which brings us to 23, as you are prone.
I'm gonna stand up and go into a rage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm going to strike the bear.
Which one?
With my grid. The one that's close to me, yeah.
The bear.
The bears.
That was 3 people.
Which I don't think anybody here is old enough to know cheers. But okay.
Oh my god.
All right.
You're doing great, 23. You're doing great.
So far, I've rolled a 2 and a 4.
I like to think you just gave that bear a little scratch with the great sword.
No, sorry. A 2 and a 3.
Next session, you're going to do great.
So.
Just get them out. Just get the bad rules out.
Oh, that was a really weird disconnect. 9 does not affect.
Yeah, didn't think so.
Assumed.
Yeah, bonus action. That's my turn. Oh, I do get 4 temporary hit points because of heroism.
Okay.
Is that every turn?
Yes, that's on the start of each turn you get.
Oh, very nice.
That's why it's concentration there, Super Chief.
All right. Tempest.
Is there a lock on this gate?
There is not.
Crap.
How tall is the gate, though? Can't they just jump over?
5 feet. And the
Oh.
answer is probably.
Okay, well, so I can see these wolves coming over.
You poke your head up. Yeah, they're running around. Look like they're trying to keep any from escaping.
Cool. Well, I hope they can't break through gates. I'm gonna just...
He said hopefully.
He said very hopefully. I'm sure they can.
I hope these are the older wolves, so when they jump over, they break the ankles.
I'm just gonna go up a little bit, see if I can get some angle on that bear. That should be unimpeded, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna shoot it with my light crossbow.
Junk.
Ooh, nice.
That'll connect. 8 points. With that, shunk, creaches into the side. It's let a howl of pain before it slumps over dead.
And knowing what's coming behind that gate, I am going to start moving. So 15, 20, 25, 30.
All right.
And I've got myself pointed that way.
All right. Kevin.
So everything in the courtyard is dead, right?
Nope.
Wolf to the right of.
Oh, I didn't even see that one.
Also, you might be able to see that bear out there.
Your scanners seem to be broken, sir.
Can I see the dryad from here?
You can.
I will shoot the dryad with my heavy crossbow.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Don't piss off nature. Have you never seen The Happening?
17 hits.
Oh.
Minecraft, oof.
That's a big hit.
That's a big hit.
That's a big oof.
Jeez, Kevin.
19 damage at level 2. That she lets out a scream of pain as that strike goes right through her chest, and she stumbles, almost falling over. Still alive, but does not look healthy.
I once again suggest surrendering.
You are ill-equipped for this battle.
I mean that is essentially a max damage roll for me right there.
That was great.
2 points off max.
Yeah, 2 points.
Yeah.
Max damage is 21 though. That's really good.
21 points of damage.
I mean that's what happens when you have a +1 weapon at level 2.
Fucking
Okay. Oh, look, they jumped the fence.
Yes, they did. As she screams out, "Kill them!" You're gonna make your attacks with pack tactics.
Oh shit!
Tactics.
Tactics.
Attack
Snack
on
tactics.
23, second attack on Roman, third attack on Tempest.
19 hits, 23.
Wow.
Aha! I'm safe.
Those are some funky
14
rolls.
misses.
So only one of you got bit.
Yeah, that's me.
All right, 8 points to 23.
Reduced to
4
4.
points.
4 because you're raging.
There goes my temp again.
Don't make a strength save to be
Yep.
knocked down.
I hit it. Did it work?
There it is.
There we go. That's a strength save.
See, told you, get them
Look
all
at
out.
you.
Get all the bad rolls
Wolf
out.
in the face and tell it, no! Bad dog!
You are a bad dog.
Don?
So you said our dryad friend's looking bad, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure, why not? I will begin to mumble under my breath, sort of once more. This time, speaking in Sylvan, so that way you can understand me. I think dryads can speak Sylvan. I don't know.
You're
Probably.
muttering. You're a little bit of a distance from her.
Oh well, she's gonna hear it anyway because I'm casting Dissonant Whispers. I'm just. It's kind of shitty. He's just muttering under his breath, and like as he does it, he's just making sure in Sylvan that she knows, like, oh hey, your little companions aren't as great as she thought they were. Huh? They're gonna make good meat though.
You just whisper,
Nature sucks. Nature sucks.
I miss our nature.
You can see her going to a trigger.
Trigger warning.
One of her like green veins pops.
All right, she has to make a wisdom save.
Yes, and if not, she takes half. 13 points per second.
Those are whispers. Big oof.
He is dead.
And,
She grabs her head and screams. You can watch as blood starts pouring, and it's very like sappy brown chlorophyll green before she screams and grabs her head and just falls over dead.
Oh, you didn't have to kill her.
That
She
was
was-
very creepy.
She's literally trying to kill us, and you expect me not to defend ourselves. 23, you're doing a fantastic job. Keep hitting them harder. And I give him an inspiration.
Inspired.
I mainly just want to know why she wants to kill us.
I mean, we could probably learn it from the two bozos who were tied up by roots.
I do believe she believes Ruby cut down a tree.
Yes, well, now I cut down her tree, so it's fine.
Still creepy.
She was very creepy, don't get me wrong.
No, I'm talking about you.
What do you mean very creepy? It's a spell! It's a spell you learn when you first start using magic.
Very creepy.
Whisper murder? I'm not a fan.
Whisper murder, you caught me.
Yes, Roman prefers stabbing murder.
That's fair.
It's a
In their
very
face
honest
and
way of murder.
no, let's not do that. Let's just move outside to, let's see here, that was what, 10, 15. Do the animals look like they're surrendering now that the person who has marshaled them here has died?
They look like they're hesitating, as if whatever is controlling them is no longer in their minds.
All right, well, that doesn't necessarily be a bloodbath, but I'm not going to stick my head where it doesn't belong. I'm going to finish moving my movement up to here, and oh no, that would be a stupid idea. As my action, how tall is the well? Just out of curiosity. If I were to stand on it, could I potentially see over the fence?
You can see over the fence by itself, and you're over 5 feet tall.
Okay,
but
cool.
you are sounding kind of distant.
You're so quiet.
Why?
I don't know. But it's better now.
I am just going to dash back to here to keep some safety, and I'm going to keep an eye on the two guys who are tied up. If it looks like they're going to try and take and make a run for it, then I'm going to start yelling out that we need to stop them, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. The roots around them are starting to fade, as if they're losing grasp. They haven't quite gotten out yet.
Well, shit.
All right. Roman.
If I see the dogs hesitating, I'm gonna try and like kick some dirt at them and try and scare them off. Just, get out of here!
I thought you were gonna say I'm gonna kick the dog. Just gonna say Jesus Christ.
What, stabbing them's better?
Who's that?
I mean, at least you kill him faster with a kick. You're just extending the inevitable.
I'm just trying to scare off the dogs if I can. A little bit of dirt and
Intimidation
yelling.
check.
We'll attempt.
Okay. Make a little save for them. Wow, guys, my rolls tonight are not that hot. The wolves seem to pause for a moment before they step back, nodding. There's fear in their eyes.
It's okay. You can call me Wolfbane.
Alrighty. Ruby is going to step back, kind of clutching a wound on her arm. She's going to spend a time taking one of the flasks. It was probably for an order, and go inside to pick up a flask and drink from it. Wow! I don't think I've ever seen a
nice.
max.
Ruby is healthed.
Ruby is health back to full. I've never seen a max roll on a healing potion before.
What?
Yeah. Alrighty.
I was at 7s.
She is no longer. She's fully healed, actually. So hey, but she's gonna just keep her head outside to watch. This black bear is gonna, and he's gonna make his way like a fat kid out of dodgeball, and leave. Putting him off the map. 23.
So the wolves look like they're kind of backing off, all of them, or just one of
They're
them?
hesitating at least.
All right, I'm going to. I'm gonna run over to these guys then.
Okay.
I can get to there. Why is that snapping so weird? There we go. I can get to there. If they take attacks of opportunity or not.
Oh no, look like they're getting ready to run.
All right, and then I will scream out, "Neither of you move!"
They look like they're about trying to get.
Actually,
Can we get out of the road? The ropes, please.
I'm actually going to. I'll take the dash action just so I can get to there.
Okay.
And that'll be my
wrapped
turn.
up in vines.
Okay.
Tempest.
Don't forget your 4 hit points.
I did. I got that.
I mean, I'll just look at the dogs, kind of just like, shoo, get out of here. Do the same thing, kind of just like swat at them.
Okay. They're already running, so.
I know, it's just kind of like, nothing else I do is going to matter, so I'm just doing that.
All right, Kevin.
I will run to here.
All right. The wolves are going to spend their turn running. They're all scattering to the winds, and you can see as they move in a very synchronized line, they will leave the battlefield.
But synchronized wolves. Did she train them?
I think it's more of my inspiration.
Is that what she did
In
here?
combat there.
Very good job, everyone.
If we're ending combat there, I'm going to run up to the Dryad and cast Spare the Dying.
Oh.
It hasn't been a
Been one turn.
Yeah.
Okay. She is stabilized.
I'm gonna look between Tempest and Zahn. Either you guys good at skinning animals?
I've done a little bit in my time.
Not. It's kind of not really. I'll leave it up to Tempest.
I'll point at the bear and be like, "How cool would it be to put that bear fur on 23?"
Don't. Okay, you're putting ideas in my head now. Next, we need to find some deer antlers, put them on there. Then he can just ram people.
I mean, I can try and do something with it.
I'm just going to call out to the group. Is anyone good with rope?
Like, how? What do you mean good with rope? Like tying things?
Like
bedroom things?
Like hog tying a Dryad.
I have silk rope, but that's easy to break free of. Does anyone have any hempen rope?
I got
Ruby, do you have any hempen rope?
I got it.
I'm just calling this out to Ruby. I don't hear you. We don't hear you, Opal.
Yes, and she'll gesture, but your friend seems to be handling it.
I'm pulling rope out of my backpack, and I've tied a couple.
Internet more than my headset, because this is a brand new headset.
As you can see, Roman, I have spared her life. Please tie her up.
Good on you. So I'll go ahead and hog tie her as best I can.
I will talk to these guys who are tied up right now. Who is Thunderstar?
I actually want to come up and assist you with that. Just a minute.
She's up. And he looks around as Ruby is approaching, and they just shut their mouths.
Well, come on.
Go on.
I'll see Ruby approaching as they shut up and just be like, interesting timing.
It would appear that these ones stopped talking when Ruby approached.
I will slam my greatsword into the ground, like right near their dirt. You were saying?
Make an intimidation check.
With strength for barbarians, correct?
Not unless your level you have the intimidating presence.
Yeah.
I'll just keep my crossbow ready too.
Oh, my intimidation is such garbage.
Don't forget you have my inspiration.
I do have inspiration. I'll probably be...
We all have DM inspiration too, don't we?
Everybody has it. They'll just...
I will utilize my inspiration as well for that, so...
Okay.
Which is a D6.
They will... You can see one of them startles, and they just point right at Ruby, who's just scowling at them.
Ruby, why did the Dryad want to, end your life?
One wonders that.
Can I roll?
Yes, that is why I asked.
Can I roll inside of Ruby to see if I can't see any sort of recognition in her eyes towards these people?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm feeling.
Make an insight check.
I'm feeling the same. Can I roll that as well?
You're not feeling it with her. No, go for it though. She looks more concerned.
I'm gonna use my DM inspiration.
You have to declare it beforehand.
Damn it!
I will. So, Ruby, do you know these two? Apparently, they seem to think that you are the Thunderstar.
She'll look down at them. I don't know them personally, and she'll try to lift up one of their shoulder pads, and you can see what looks to be a pin of a badger colored in red. They are members of the local brigands, the Red Badgers.
Oh, are those the bandits that roam the roads? I didn't see a single word you said, Beth.
Yes, they are one of the groups.
One of them?
Someone's breathing in their mic.
There's another one that's... there's no real way to put it. The Red Badgers tend to rob from the more well-to-do caravans. The other group robs whoever they can.
So why did the Dryad think you were Thunderstar, and why were the brigands with the Dryad?
Well, the brigands are captured.
Well, I'm more worried. Here's a weird thought. Do someone from the Red Badgers look like you, Ruby?
You're speaking and we're hearing nothing.
I'll probably have to yell from now on. I don't know, honestly. The Red Badgers never steal from poor travelers, but the other group, the Copper Kings, have no such code. I have known that they've been at war for years, but this is new to me.
So, I will look at the two brigands and be like, so tell me, why do you think that Ruby here is this Thunderstar, and who is this Thunderstar person?
And why did you shut up the moment she walked up?
They just seem to be glaring at Ruby, she just looks at them.
All right, answer the question. I've got a crossbow loaded at him.
She is lying. Her real name is Anne Rain Thunderstar. She leads the Red Badgers.
Anne Rain?
Yes, I will spell that out for you.
Anne Rain?
Ayn Rand?
Ayn Rand? Anne Rand. Oh, it's one word, one name. Okay.
Do you have any proof of this? Why would we treat brigands who like to rob people?
Her adopted mother was Lyra Firebrand. She led the Red Brigands.
So hold on. So her mother leads the brigands, then, is what you were saying?
Led them. She's dead.
Okay, so...
And you can see Ruby is just scowling at them.
And how can we prove what you say?
Do you have it? If I looked at your pockets, will I find something that might show some evidence?
No, but if you go back to our camp, they'll prove it.
Yes, I'm not going to go back to your camp full of other brigands who'll just jump on the opportunity to rob us. That just seems like a stupid idea.
Oh no, it's so clever though. So clever. Tempest is so sarcastic.
Can I make an insight check on the brigands to see if they seem like earnest?
Okay, go for it.
Can I as well?
Just
our insight check.
I mean, I'm not great at insight, so that
because
makes
I'm like at insight. Plus, I've been talking directly to them. I'm not looking at Ruby anymore.
I've just got the crossbow like locked on them and kind of side-eyeing Ruby, if I'm totally honest.
Is it?
With a 5, they look more pissed off than anything. But as far as telling truth or lies or any real motivations, it's hard to tell.
I didn't hear if I could do that or not.
You couldn't hear anything?
I heard that.
No, I couldn't hear if you said it was okay for me to do like insight or not.
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure. 12.
Same result. They look very, very pissed off. More directed at Ruby than anybody else.
So, explain to me where this dryad came from.
We were gathering firewood. I guess we hacked or chopped down one of her trees, cut wood from it.
And so you just threw this Thunderstar under the wagon, I should say.
She captured us, questioned us, and planned to take them to their leader to pay for the mistake. And they'll point at Ruby. The Dryad was going to kill her as a warning.
See, I told you, I'm fucking mad.
You know, their story does make sense. Why would they pick a random farm girl as their leader?
One wonders.
Ruby did say they were Red Brigands. Red Brigands typically rob from rich people. She did say they have compulsions against going after poor folks.
Actually, that brings up another point.
Farmers typically are not rich.
That brings up an actual point. Ruby, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but how did you know there was a pin underneath their shoulder?
Make an insight check.
Ooh, good question.
Come on.
8 insights.
Someone else do it. I'm asking a good question.
She'll say, you live around here long enough, you happen to know where the bandits are and what they do.
Can Tempest do a thing?
What's that thing?
They're all kind of talking. Can I just this over here looks to be the door. Can I just go into the cabin away from all this and see if I can find anything?
There's not a door there.
Oh, is that not a door?
That's a fence, my dude.
This isn't a door?
No.
That's a fence.
It's a fence.
No, not there. I'm doing a thing over here.
Oh, that is a door over there, yes.
Yes, I know. I'm pinging down south.
I'm sorry, I did not see that.
Yes. Leaning against a fence, like, why won't you open?
Why does this fence not open? Open fence!
Tell me your secrets.
I want to kind of while they're dealing with this, I want to go see if I can find a pen or something inside the house.
Okay.
MU doors.
Oh, did I need to roll anything to tie up the Dryad?
Rope? No, she's unconscious.
Okay. So I'm just crouched down by the Dryad and I'm watching Ruby.
Do I need to make an investigation or anything like that? Or was
Yes,
there more logs
please make an
or anything?
investigation check as you go through Ruby's stuff.
With my previous nature check about dryads, would I know anything that they're capable of?
Pets.
Well, just one moment before I get to that, because somebody's going through somebody's house.
I find nothing.
True. Sorry, I'm reading something real quick.
Roll patrol over here.
Can I go through the brigands' pockets?
Roll a natural 1 on your investigation check, because that seems to all what our investigation and insight checks have been doing.
Let's go through his pockets and stop with the jaw.
Lyra's bedroom.
Lyra.
You do find, looks like a bed, a small table, a chair, and a chest containing, looks like lots of clothes, and about 50 gold. The other bedroom as you're rummaging through, I'm seeing you do about 10. You do find another chest and what looks to be a vial of blood of some sort.
Oh, okay. Blood. That's interesting. I'll take that.
Blood for the blood god.
Okay.
Can I go
Well-
through the Brigand's pockets?
I think she's
you're-
sure.
Yes, just rummaging through them.
Ooh!
Yeah.
Oh,
Look
Finally
at
rolled good.
those. I find the sword of Orcus in their pockets.
Not quite. You find 10 gold between the two of them.
You find a little note that says Ruby is a bad guy. Get her.
Well, Ruby,
along with a picture of Ruby.
With little hearts around it.
as these brigands appear to be calling out on your farmstead, I believe it is your judgment as what we should do with them.
I vote we should keep them alive. They seem to be character witnesses. If Ruby does indeed end up being this Anne Rain Thunderstar, they claim.
And to be quite fair, they didn't really do anything. They just sort of knelt there, watching.
So,
Hello?
they're fools, but they're honest fools.
Let them go.
Let them go.
Very well. Scram!
I mean, they will.
As she says that, he leans back to Tempest, who he realizes is slipping behind him, and she said, and he just kind of whispers in Ignan this time, because why not? She said they're honest.
I also picked up on that.
Mm.
Well, I can't speak that language.
While we're having this little whispered conversation, I'll pull out the vial of blood and be like, notice anything about that?
Now you're quiet.
Me?
Yeah.
I hear him fine.
Yeah, he sounds about the same volume for me.
More quiet. Okay. Well. Anyway.
Yeah, but I'll take out the blood and kind of like nudge it, kind of show it to Reynard, just like.
Renard knows
good.
exactly what that is.
Oh, good.
That is exactly what you think it is, Renard.
Yeah. He will turn back to Ruby and say, so, Ruby, I don't suppose there's anything here that you wouldn't want anybody to find, perchance, is there?
She'll look at that and then look at the blood.
Oh, I was kind of keeping it hidden, but I guess.
Oh,
it can
you're
be
like
out.
just doing this number?
Well, I kind of showed it to Reynard. I figure he knows who it is. I'm just kind of like keeping it like to myself.
Not waving it above our heads over the fence so everybody can see it.
Look, I found blood.
Okay. She'll scowl looking at the pair of you. Why?
It's just a very unfortunate set of circumstances. You found out, or you decide to leave town this morning. We come out here and something's happening at the farm. The brigands knew where your home was. Why would they know where your home was?
And as I remarked, it also is odd that they would try and frame just a random farm girl as their leader.
And not only that, you knew exactly where the little pin was on the shoulders.
She'll just let out a sigh before she pinches the bridge of her nose. My name is Anne Rain Thunderstar.
Damn it!
23, grab her!
There's no need for that just yet.
Wait, did you cut down a tree then?
I did not, and I don't believe they did it intentionally. I gave no such order.
Well, your men did try to throw you under the wagon, so.
Well, no more than I threw them.
That is very true.
I mean, we saved them, to be fair.
And so did I.
I feel that when this...
They came to me, I suspect they thought I was the only one who could save their lives. Fortunately, you all were here. Otherwise, I'd be wolf food.
I feel like we're dancing around the fact that you are the leader of a brigand camp that robs rich people coming into and out of town.
Oh, I'm not dancing around it. I'm just... It's just sort of... She's not doing anything right now, so why even bring it up?
What?
It does seem to be an
Can't hear you,
issue.
Beth.
That was my mother, not me. I do not rob anybody, ever. I never have. There's just some sort of inheritance issue that they seem to think I'm in charge of.
Oh, so you don't rob people?
Cite the shit out of that one.
Yeah, I'll insight as well.
Yep.
No, you don't.
I've quiet on this the whole time, and I can't read or anybody else, and anybody else can.
Is SoundCon?
She's actually looks to be very forthright.
All right. So if you're not the one giving them orders to rob people, who is?
I am their leader. I don't order them to do anything. They just do things. I don't.
No, I understand that, but if you're you are the leader. You have said that, but obviously someone is giving others orders without you really knowing anything. Because why would they be cutting down a tree, especially in a place?
They said for firewood. It's not the most uncommon of things.
That's fair, but I mean, He did say there was a bandit camp, which means there's going to be a camp head, right?
They would still be robbing people. Otherwise, they would not still be a bandit organization. Inaction by inaction is still a fault of yours. As the leader, you should put a stop to their bandit activities.
Disbanding the organization is certainly a long
don't
way
hear
to
you.
say your name.
If it makes you feel better, they only rob from those who have too much, and we give it back to those who do not have enough.
Who is anyone's place to determine who has how much?
That does not make me feel better.
Also, you just said we. I thought you weren't really associated. You're the leader, but you say you don't really do much with him. Nope, don't hear you.
Gotta shove that mic close, Beth.
I mean, it doesn't sound like it's registering anything.
Right in the mouth.
This is getting really annoying.
That seems like it might be more of an issue with your audio port connecting to the computer than the actual headset.
Maybe it's the wiring.
She just got a new headset.
I know.
Let's try this.
That
You guys hear me?
sounded like loud, yes.
Yes.
I'm loud and clear now?
Yep.
Yes.
Much loud and clear.
All right. I lost track of what I was saying. I'm sorry.
I was questioning you about your use of the word we.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Look, it's a complicated situation. If anybody was giving them orders, it would have to be Kala.
Who's Kala?
Kala Kolnov. She is a leader of the bandits out there.
Can you spell that name in chat, please?
So she's sort of like a surrogate leader since you're not there.
Yes.
All right. Assuming that we're going to take this on good faith, I would very much like to take it on good faith, even after everything that happened yesterday and being kicked out of your inn for an innocent accident. You seem to be a reasonable sort at the very least. Tell us where they are. We'll see if we can't put an amicable end to things. I don't want to go and slaughter a whole bunch of bandits. That's a little out of character, but if we can persuade them to cease operations altogether, that would be an ideal scenario. I don't imagine it's going to go that well, but I imagine if you were to send word that that is in fact what they're supposed to do, it might land.
Well, we're not. I can vouch for her as a whole. Normally, when a person is cornered like she is right now, especially when she's surrounded by complete strangers, then obviously she's going to have that sort of fight or flight, and she's obviously has neither. She's trying to talk to us, trying to explain herself, and a person who is not sensible wouldn't do that. They would either choose fight or flight.
It seems rather generous of us to just go deal with an entire bandit camp.
That's
no. I mean,
personally, I think we should just turn her into the guards. It is their forte to deal with bandits.
Well, to be fair, she just said that she's not a part of them, just because her mother was a part of them, and she wants nothing to do with them.
Right. I'm not saying turn her in.
No, I'm not saying that either.
I'm just saying, why do we need to go after these bandits?
Well, we could be if we are protecting people. They're exploiting others on the road.
Are there any bounties for any of these brigands?
Oh, okay, bounties. I'm okay with that.
Probably.
Well, if we go to the camp and we deal with, if anyone, this Kala individual will definitely probably have a bounty on her. We take her alive, we bring her in, easy pay.
6 hours back into town and then start off fresh in the morning.
If we were trying to avoid bloodshed with these red brigands, it would make a statement if we eliminated the Copper Kings first.
Well, we don't even know where the Copper Kings are.
This is
Follow the
getting
road.
very complicated.
Follow the
What?
road 15 miles to the east. You will eventually come to a small cave, or like a hillock. There are caves inside. That is where the Copper Kings reside.
Why are we dealing with the Copper Kings?
Question. From my travels, have I heard of the Copper Kings and what they do to like people on the road?
Oh, I guess I would have that same kind of question.
Yeah, like which one of them is worse?
14.
Oh, yeah. Copper Kings are by far the more ruthless of the two. While the Red Badgers tend to be a little more picky and choosy about who they rob, if they rob anybody at all, the Copper Kings have no such compulsion.
So they're just sort of barbarians then, sort of.
No, they're normal people, but they just
Well, I
rob
mean, like
whoever they.
They're barbaric in nature.
We're looking at like Robin Hoods versus basically ruthless
Highwaymen.
thieves.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, I get what he's saying. Copper Kings aren't the nicest individuals. They're more likely to leave you dead and then steal your coin.
Or both.
So, am I in the minority here? It's thinking that the Ruby's gang here is, I mean, just let them be. I mean, if they're robbing from the rich.
No,
Roman, I agree with you.
I actually do agree with you, Roman. If rich people, there are certain rich people that I do think do well with their money, but there are those snobs that do like to use them for completely useless gains.
There are a great many problems within the Empire. Corruption is rampant. I try to help out those I can.
The crowns, however, that is killing the innocent and stealing what they have. That
Yes,
is dishonorable.
The Copper Kings I would think probably would have a higher bounty if there were any. Think about it. If we're talking about a good amount of people they probably murdered, which means there's probably a good amount of coins stacked on their heads because of that.
Do they have any sort of leader for that group that you're aware of?
I don't know them, but I can tell you that if you eliminate the Copper Kings for me, I will give you 50 gold. I don't know if there's a bounty for them in Darrow Shore. Probably. But from me personally, as a thank you.
So, question. Could we, and this is just sort of a mathematical question, could we make it 60 so that way it's an even 10 split amongst us all?
No, because I like making it difficult for you.
He will raise.
That's a really nice way to talk to the people who just saved your life.
That is true. We over here, we dealt with a dryad that was going to probably turn you into plant mulch, and you're just sort of insulting me here.
We do also know your true identity, given that you have admitted it to us. We could just turn you
check with advantage.
You all are being very difficult. I take the 50 gold, and Ruby, you make wonderful healing potions.
Still sigh. Fine. 60.
I'm fine.
Alright, so you said 15 miles up the road by a cave.
15 miles to the east, then follow the road north. Eventually you'll reach the lower Wyshans. You'll find her cave somewhere in that region. Their cave, excuse me.
May we rest here for the night, and then we can be on our way in the morning?
It's noon.
Oh, no, we traveled 6 to 7 hours, I thought.
We traveled 6 hours. We left as soon as we woke up.
It's
When
like
we-
2 to 3 in the afternoon at latest.
Oh, okay. Well, how long would it take for us to get to this cave?
It'd be dark.
We could get rid of the Dryad first. Take her away for a couple hours.
That's why I'm saying we travel back to town, and then we just circle around and we find our way from there. That way we can check to see if there's any bounties on the Mindero Shore.
That's
I agree. We should circle back to town to find out if there are any bounties. We
No, but
want
that-
to inform the local law enforcement if we are going after them.
Not only that-
No. You don't
have-
do that.
No, we have the order of the health potions. We could just go back to the guard. We'll probably get paid a little bit for it.
We should definitely do that as well.
Let us make our way back to town. We can always go hunt these bandits tomorrow.
How about actually? We should take some of the pelts of the bears and the wolf. Someone might.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
I was going to try to do that.
I would like to state, I mean, it's kind of obvious, but I feel like skinning the wolves and bear after the unconscious Dryad is here, I feel like that's not the greatest idea.
Then we take her inside.
We'll take her away into the trees where she's happy.
No, they're already dead anyway.
Ruby, do you have any more healing potions in your shack?
10. About 9 now.
Well, minus the ones you sold to our friends here, of course.
Well, there were 10 in total. You have 3 of them. There were supposed to be 7 delivered. I drank 1.
Those 6 left to go.
Will you part from one of those to heal this Dryad who is an unfortunate injured third party.
No, I think about it. She was coming here to kill us. The moment she gets up, she's probably going to go to that exact same mode.
I disagree. We have her tied up, and I clearly spared her life after we put her down.
I don't know that clearly.
I feel like we should keep her knocked out at least. She's not going to die, obviously, but she definitely needs a bit of time to cool down, I think.
She may die if we bring her into the woods and leave her there, though.
She's a dryad, that's where she lives.
She is tied up. What can she do if we revive her?
Probably magic. She cast a spell on a club.
Which brings me back to my point. Do I know what dryads are capable of with my nature check I made earlier?
They are not the most powerful of nature creatures. They do have the ability to commune with animals and beasts. They can magically charm people, but it generally is something they have to focus on.
There is, from what I've been told in my studies, there is concern that they may just be a
All right.
I wanted to be a lore barb, and now I was like, what if I'm a whisper bard? That'd be
All right, guys. Plan for 15 minutes. Hopefully, Twitch is back. If Twitch is not back, we'll plan from there.
We're already back, so we're just taking a break now.
Okay. Deciding your next course of action. And as you decided to heal up the dryad, she lets out a she tries like she's gonna try to grab her head, but can't manage as she's and then she looks up at all of you.
I did warn you the fight would go poorly should you continue hostilities.
He did say.
I mean, are you going to try to kill us?
Just go on the plan to let you, so long as we know that you're not going to try and kill any of us.
If it makes you feel any better, the rest of your life.
You defended somebody who ruined my home.
She didn't do anything. You're really going to trust the word of a bunch of road brigands? Is that what you're saying right now?
Make a persuasion check.
I'll use my my DM inspiration for this.
Yeah, come on, Mr. Bard.
22.
She pauses as they say that the fire seems to finally fade out of her eyes before she'll just no.
And to be completely fair, we only defended ourselves. We weren't trying to antagonize you or anything. It was just a mere thing of either you or us. But right now, you are alive, and we wish to keep it that way.
A few of your animals were killed, but the rest were allowed to leave once they realized the situation was not in their favor. We didn't want to kill anyone.
Exactly. If the bear is alive, as well as the rest of the wolves that were still alive when you saw them, they ran off into the trees and they're living.
One's a little wounded, but I'm sure you can fix that.
Let me go. I will not bother you.
I'll hold a knife to cut the bond. Actually, I don't want to cut my rope, so
23 will untie the rope.
Yep, I'll help.
And as you do so, she'll slowly get herself up. Seems to be rubbing her hands for a moment before she'll
Before you go, I do have one question. Where are your woods at? Do they happen to be in the east?
No, to the south.
The Arboretum.
Never mind then.
Yes.
He will say in Sylvan to the Dryad, "May the wind guide your leaves in the direction of home."
And as you say that, she'll reach out to the nearby tree and just seems to blend and meld into it before vanishes.
But she was nice.
Yes. Oh, yes, very nice murderer.
She didn't murder.
She didn't murder anyone.
She didn't kill a single person.
It's true.
She was trying.
She could have killed the. To be fair, she
Attempted
could have.
murderer.
Well,
She-
if someone
to
burnt
be-
down your family and friends, what would you do?
To be fair, she could have killed the brigands. She didn't.
I wouldn't know.
Right. Well, now that the dryad thing is finished, shall we head back to town?
That is a smart decision. We can make it back to town before it gets too dark. Stay another night and then see what bounties we can find on these copper kings.
Do you know Ruby? Oh, do you want me to call you Ruby?
Yes, please. And I would also appreciate it if you don't tell the world my name.
No, of course not.
More than the Copper Kings, there are other people who would like to fight me. I'd like to keep that unknown.
Your secret is safe with me. At least with me. I don't know about the rest of these fools, but I will keep your name secret. But do you know any of the prominent names of the Copper Kings? So that way we have a general idea of what to look for.
One moment, as the DM will pull up her list of notes.
Yes, God.
Yes, I have a list of names for them. I don't remember the one off the top of my head, even though I wrote it today. This is the equivalent of the DM flipping through notes. Yes. The leader is a lady named Kathleen Sunwood.
For the
Kathleen Sunwood?
Kathleen, I will.
Kathleen Sunwood.
For what group?
The Copper Kings.
Oh, I thought you didn't know.
I suspect it's the best I can offer you.
I mean, I'd rather take a suspicion rather than nothing, to be completely fair.
They don't usually talk to me, you see.
I imagine the guards will most likely have an idea about who the leader is as well.
What was her last name again? Sunwood?
Sunwood.
Sunwood, thank you.
Alright then, well, I suppose we'll be heading back to town then. I appreciate everything, Miss Ruby.
And she'll hand you the crate, just...
Oh, thank you.
And again, we apologize for any sort of problems that may have occurred today.
We have nothing to be sorry for.
No, I'm not saying we're sorry.
agree.
I'm not saying sorry for us. I'm just saying sorry for her as a whole. I don't think
we will
I don't
be
think
meeting again.
I'm sure we'll meet again.
Back to Darashore.
Back we go.
Okay.
I'll kind of pawn off the crate onto the strong member of the team.
Oh, thank you. No.
Well, stronger than me.
I mean, I've got.
I will give them to the person who has a giant bag of everything.
What? How many vials of healing potions can you keep in your chest, Kevin?
Kevin.
Kevin.
He's just staring at his computer.
Sorry, I was spacing out.
Yes, you were.
Where were you?
That was really bad.
He was in the world. He was just a bird. No. How many health vials can you keep in your chest, Kevin?
Currently?
I'd say like 2.
I feel like in my chest. I was thinking you meant my bag.
No, your actual chest.
Oh, 2.
We should put 2 in there just in case.
I feel like they'd be safer in his.
I could put 980 in my bag though.
Let's.
My dog actually starts to cough when you say that. 980? What are you talking about?
980 vials or 980 pounds?
It's not just by weight, or just it's not. Just, there is limited space as well.
Oh, okay. So pockets in your pocket dimension. Got it.
Yes.
Before we leave, I will try and see if someone can help me skin the bear at least.
I shall try to assist. I'm not the best at skinning, but I can definitely give it a whirl.
What's the skill for this? Survival?
Survival.
Okay, I'll give that a shot because I'm proficient in that.
I'll help Roman because I already said I was going to help Roman.
I will watch.
If
Skin a bear. Make a survival check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very nice.
I'm proficient at some things.
Okay.
You get a little golf clap.
It still takes you, if you were going to leave right then, you are going to have to spend an hour or so skinning this creature.
We're getting back late anyway. Sure, why not?
Okay. And so you spend the hour in Ruby's yard just skinning a bear, to the point that you actually have a pretty nice black skin, or black bear skin pelt. Sure. A black
I got
bear
it.
pelt.
I got it.
Skin. Black bear skin.
Black bear skin pelt.
Got
Rubber
it.
baby buggy bumpers.
You say that 5 times fast.
Black bear. Nope.
Pelt bear, skin black.
Oh, bears.
Daw bears.
Oh, bears.
I've gone ahead and kept that in my inventory. I'll keep that.
That's a new group name. The
There's
Bears.
a group name, the Bears.
Do I also have like a vial of blood in my inventory?
Yeah.
Well, that's a more pressing question, actually. No, I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know a damn thing about it.
No, never mind. I completely ignore my go to say something.
Yep.
Yes, it's too bad you didn't mention anything about it.
It's too bad, right? I am not Altamil, sorry.
Who?
I don't know.
We brought up later. Don't worry.
Tempest gonna turn around, pop the cork, and drink the blood. It's mine now.
Gatorade.
Coppery, my favorite.
So, as you do manage to make your way out between between Ruby's farm and Darrow Shore, is there anything you'd like to do along the road?
I will lag behind and kind of pull on Reynard's robe a little bit. Just kind of like indicate like, hey, separate a little bit.
Yes, well. Questions, I'm assuming?
Are we out of earshot, the rest?
We're hanging back, but I mean,
okay, I won't pull out the vial, but I'll be like, you found an interest in that item I found at the shack at Ruby's house?
So you don't know what it is?
I know it's a vial of blood.
It's more than just a vial of blood. It's not valuable if that's what you're asking.
I'm not.
I suppose it might be valuable to the right people, but not in it.
I'm more curious.
You ever heard of the Conservatory of the Arcane?
I have out of game. Have I in game?
Make a history check.
Maybe.
It's the preeminent school of wizardry in the Empire.
Okay. I've heard of it.
That's something. This may be something that you have to correct me on, GM. That's something that they use to keep track of people who practice magic in the Empire.
It is. That is correct.
The fact that Ruby has her own vial means that she somehow managed to get a hold of it and escape with it, which is interesting in and of itself.
So she was being tracked at some point with this?
Well, all mages or people who practice magic are tracked with that. You could say she's gone wild.
Okay, out of game, I'm getting a Dragon Age vibe. I get it.
It's a phylactery.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, phylacteries in this universe are different. It's not called that here.
Right, but I'm getting the same sense. Okay.
Phylacticarum. There you go.
Call it the blood tracker, call it magical divination, call whatever you will. Point is, they used to keep tabs on all the mages to make sure they're not getting up to anything they're not supposed to be getting up to.
Add a character question. Does that mean bards have those as well?
Anybody who is registered within the Empire as a spellcaster must be registered with the Conservatory.
Ooh, okay.
Are you registered, sir?
Have you registered today?
Which, just, I'll ask a question just for my own sake. Considering Reynard's upbringing, would I know how difficult it would be to get a hold of something like that?
I don't know anybody who ever has.
That's what I thought. Which just kind of makes him stare off into space, considering just what the hell he was dealing with before and the whole situation.
We know one person now.
It's you've trained with the Conservatory, so you are aware that magic is very prolific. A lot of people can cast within the Empire, but it's regulated heavily, and due to the laws written within the Empire, those who cast outside of the law are usually dealt with very harshly.
Yes.
And go ahead.
Needless to say, it's not a good situation.
Yeah. It's not that the Empire dislikes casters, they just want to keep tabs on them, Big Brother style.
Would this be fairly well-known knowledge? Would I have known this when I picked up the blood?
Unless you're a proficient spellcaster, probably not.
Okay, just wanted to check.
Does that even include people like me, where you're like a half caster?
You weren't around when it started.
You also don't have blood.
I know. That's why I'm kind of curious to how
One
that
of
works.
those is more important than the other.
No, they have oil.
They take the gear out of me. They're like, this will be great.
This'll work. All right.
No,
so-
the Warforged were not created when the laws were enacted.
Fair enough. So I'll just kind of be like, interesting, and just pocket it back on. It's like, I might want to give that back then.
I'm just tinkering on my crossbow on the way back.
Right now, we'll actually did just look at her and say, or sorry, look at him and say, it might be more valuable than you think. Especially if Ruby turns out to not be as trusting an individual as we think she is.
I'll just kind of like quirk my eye and be like, fair enough. Pocket it.
Question: I would be walking at the back of the line. Would I have heard any of this, or are they too far behind me?
They are deliberately lagging behind where you can't hear them.
Okay.
You'd have to
whisper.
Yeah, you would have to make a check to hear them and make it pretty obvious that you were listening in.
I would also be speaking in primordial of some description, since we've made it obvious the two of us speak that.
Then you're 0 for 2 there. So even if you could hear them, you can't understand them.
So if you speak primordial, you can speak all the elemental languages, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's cool,
the 3rd edition used to have a whole bunch of different languages for the elementals. 5th edition just kind of combined them into one.
Nice.
Yeah. I prefer the wind one, which is I can't.
Orin.
Orin, thank you. But I can speak some. Yeah, exactly.
He's
Hence
just
the joke
whistling.
about
Why is
Tempest
everybody
being
so
a little
mad at
hard.
him?
No, I can. That's not me whistling. That's just me going.
Okay.
That's my impersonation of Orin.
See, that's whistle.
It does take all the way the rest of the day and into night when you finally arrive back at Darrow Shore.
Yes, we should turn this information in. Turn the the order in. See what reward is about that. Now that I mentioned it, there was no negotiated, so we don't even know if we're getting paid for doing this.
I mean, we'll probably get paid by the gods.
We can hope.
If we don't get paid, I'll see if I can't get them
This
to
is
pay
the
us.
second time in 2 days I've enacted some form of plan to contribute or participate without any idea what I was actually going to get out of it. What is getting into me?
Maybe we don't take the potions in before we.
No, if we don't take the potions in, they're gonna know that an order was not fulfilled, which means that's just gonna look bad. So
That's just gonna get traced back to us. Let's just deliver the potions.
Oh, I'm not suggesting we don't deliver the potions. Only that we find out what the reward is before we deliver them.
I mean,
Give ourselves a chance to negotiate for a reward.
If I could hazard a guess, there's probably like a standard, probably 20, 30 gold. But we could just say that we got a little bit. We were asked that we were to be asking them for a little bit extra due to traveling costs.
Courier's fee.
Exactly.
I got a cheap healing potion out of it. That's something.
Maybe you'll get your money back. We won't know until we find the guards.
Well, if you guys are going to the guard station, I'm gonna go to the tavern. I'll meet you guys at the Fine Fish guard station.
How late is it? Like super late?
It's probably the better part of 8, 9 o'clock. Yeah.
Most stores to be closed.
Pretty much everybody's closed. Yeah.
Okay.
The town is quiet. There are not many people traveling to or fro.
Fair enough. I'd just head to the bar with Roman.
Is the guard post still open?
Guards are always open.
If no one else is gonna take them, I'll take the potions to the guards.
I'll go with him to the guards.
Okay. Let me adjust a couple of things.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
No, I'm changing music.
Kidnapped.
Oh no! It's like
the guards attack us. They were bandits all along.
Meanwhile, Roman and I are having a lovely drink.
Put a trash bag over heads and punch us unconscious.
Making your way to the guard post, a relatively well-structured, almost fortress-like building. The tallest of the tower stands almost 30 meters up with a bright flame off the top of it, almost as if it was the symbol of the sun of itself. A big set of stone double doors are left open for passers to come in, should you decide to do so. And as you make your way in, you exit off the cobbled streets onto a very nicely marbled floor, polished and clean, with a handful of guards looking to and fro as you walk in. The one at the desk looks up and gestures for you all to come in. Yes, it's, welcome to the Darashah White Shield Post. What can I do for you?
We actually have a delivery.
Yes. Potions.
Oh, good. Is it from Miss Sun? From Miss
Ooh,
Ruby.
He knows! Kill him!
I almost slipped. I'm sorry. From Miss Ruby.
Of course, yes.
Oh, excellent. We've been expecting it, although not till tomorrow. You did a good job.
We like to do things a little too early.
I see that. Let's see it.
It will. I'm guessing you probably gave me the potions at this point or something. Oh, who's
I
holding
didn't
the
have
potions?
them.
Oh, I guess I had him. Yeah, so I'm there.
So he'll usher 23 up.
I will set them on the table.
Keeps an eye on them and seems to be confused for a moment. I was under the impression there were going to be 7 of them.
Yes,
Unfortunately, we. Oh, sorry. Where you wanted to go? Or you want me?
there was a bit of an issue. Ruby had to use one of the healing potions.
We were attacked by bandits, unfortunately.
We were attacked by bandits. Anyways, so she had to utilize one of them, but she is well and all right.
Oh, Copper Kings have been causing problems all year.
So we've heard.
Actually, while we're here as well, is there a bounty board?
One moment, and he'll reach into his ledger and seems to be calculating something for a moment before he nods, and he gestures to a nearby guard. Fetch the coinage for Miss Ruby, please. And the guard will give a salute before walking off.
We were also told that we would be issued a courier's fee. I also assume that we probably get paid a little extra because of the trials and tribulations that we met on the road up here.
He pauses for a moment. The courier's fee is 15 gold. As to what you encounter on the road, that's part of the courier's fee.
Right, but we're actually here to talk about possibly getting rid of the Copper Kings as well. And with us meeting them on the road as well, it would be a bit of a sign of good faith that shows that you have some confidence in our work.
It's not that I owe us confidence. I know who you are. I've saw you at the Charvis Champions. I know what you can do, but I'm not the one to say this. It would be my Knight Captain Constellar who can definitely make that calling. But I would say, prove that you can eliminate them, and then we'll have that conversation.
That's fair. So is it 15 gold each or 15 gold altogether?
Altogether. And one of the guardsmen will come up with a big chest full of gold and just kind of set it down right in front of you. As you pick through it, you can see what looks to be about 165 gold inside the chest.
And this is all for Ruby?
Some of it is for Ruby. I'm assuming 15 is for you.
Of course, yes.
15
But
divided by 6.
Yeah, that sounds
It's
right.
low.
It's
Hold
raw.
on. 23 he just had a malfunction trying to do math.
That's 100. That should be 150 gold pieces. So the 165. So that's 15 for us, and then 150 is for her.
Like 2.5 a person.
Yep.
So okay.
Well, keep in mind that like a gold is 6 months of farming work for the average farmer. So
don't you mean schmucks?
Well, we will ensure
the average gold an average person makes in a year at the peasant level is less than 100 gold a season. So
you said 2.5. So like what? 2 gold, 5 silver
a piece. Yeah, thereabouts.
Okay. So about that bounty board.
All right. Yes. Well, if you can determine affiliation with the Copper Kings or the Red Badges, we do have a substantial reward for each of them at 5 gold a pin. If you can find either of their leaders and kill them, that's 200 gold per each.
That is very good to know. And so you said 5 gold a pin and 200 gold for the leader just to be gone.
Dead or alive, we are indifferent.
Will you pay more if they were alive?
Oh, yes.
What if we could direct you to one of the locations of one of the leaders?
We would certainly take advantage of that.
Would we still be receiving of the reward?
If it leads to an arrest.
We should keep that in mind just on the off chance we do hear of that, but you never know.
You were saying something about these red badges. I've heard of the Copper Kings. I quite haven't heard of the red badges. How are they compared to the Copper Kings?
Because I've heard the Copper Kings are quite
Ruthless.
they're not clean.
Thieves are thieves in my eyes. Brigands are brigands, and highwaymen are highwaymen. Though out of the pair, the Red Badgers seem to be the more mild of the two.
Do they kill the innocent?
Not so we are aware, no. I don't think he's ever had a death on their hands.
But the Copper Kings, you can probably find a body trail.
Oh, they've killed over 17 in the past year.
Does that mean the bounty's higher on the Copper Kings?
Unfortunately, no. Not in the Empire's rules.
Very well.
Kill one man or kill 100. The sentence is the same.
That's fair. So
we shall see if we can keep Harold.
I'm actually curious. How much is the Red Badgers leader? How much is that?
It's the same.
Oh, it's the same.
Gold.
Yeah.
Okay, making sure. All right, good to know. If we come across any information, or perhaps we find any Copper Kings, we'll make sure to come back here.
Make a deception check.
All of us?
Well, whoever was is on.
Or
lying about knowing who the leader of the Red Badgers is.
I just want to make sure I have this right. It's 200 GP for the leaders.
Yes.
Okay.
Is there more than one leader per team?
Am I getting assisted because everyone else has been kind of lying about?
You're the most front. You're the front face, but
you're also all poorly lying. You have two like Uncanny Valley Warforged lying with you.
Well, you're still assisting me.
And it is a 23, so
he'll raise a brow, but he'll nod otherwise.
Well played.
Because he rolled a 4.
Wow.
Well played, dice. Well played. Well, we shall be on our way. You have a good night, sir.
And you as well.
So as we walk out, as I will say, so I suppose we're gonna have to take this Copper King leader alive. We're gonna probably have to buy
I
more
was
rope.
I would also. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask one more question of the Knight Captain. Do you happen to know the names of the leaders of the Copper Kings and the Red Badgers?
The Copper King's leader is a lady we think to be called Kathleen Sunwood.
Okay, very well.
The half-elf.
Half-elf. Do you know what her specialty is?
Murder.
I was going to say
robbery.
Killing people.
Any specific ways? Magic? Sword and shield?
Go with a bow.
Good with a bow. Good to know.
The other one is we've never actually seen her, but her name is Anne Rain Thunderstar.
Very well. I'm make sure I keep track of these. Good. Okay. Good with it. Okay.
So
once we exit the guard post, I'm going to turn to Izan and make sure there's no guards in sight, and say, "Should we not just turn in Ruby?
No.
She is a criminal, and it would be profitable for us."
It would be profitable, but honestly, she hasn't really done anything wrong. Think about it. The Copper Kings are just murdering people, while the Red Badgers are just they're targeting the rich to give to the poor. That's very, in my eyes, that is a noble endeavor. It's not the cleanest, obviously, because there's probably walking away with bruises and some injuries, but at least they're not killing people.
I agree.
I disagree. She is still affecting people's livelihoods.
She's affecting people's
and
livelihood.
is still a criminal.
She's not affecting anyone's livelihoods. That's if she's the leader. They're stealing from the rich. If they steal 100 gold, they make 500 in a day. That's nothing to them. There's a large distance between the poor middle class and the rich, the ones that like to sit on that nice ruby thrones. That's a discussion for another day. Right now, I do think the Copper Kings are the primary sort of problem for the people.
I do not disagree, but why not have us deal with the Copper Kings, who are the more dangerous, and have the guards deal with the Red Badgers? We could clear up all of the banditry in these woods. And we would get double the money.
That's true.
It seems like a win-win-win.
Well, also Ruby seems like a pretty good vital part of the town of the town itself. So I think taking her out would probably leave a giant impact. Think about it. She gives the guards health potions. She's the one that probably makes them. Get rid of that, then they're going to have to find someone else.
Also, if we turn on the Red Badgers to the guards, then I'm assuming that they'll just point out where Ruby is again, just like they did with the Dryad, and then we are in the same situation.
Not only that, we are actively, we know who it is, and we are lying to everyone about knowing who it is. So once they find that out, we're complicit.
I see nothing wrong with red badges. However, the Copper Kings must die.
I do agree with this.
Let's go back with the others.
The leader needs to live so we can get more money. But everyone else who tries to swing at us with the sword to try to kill us in our sleep, then yes, we kill them.
Curious morality.
It's a thing. Let's go home. Up to the bar.
Okay. Making your way into the Five Fine Fish in this late of the evening, there is nobody really awake, or at least active, except the bartender, who looks to be in the process of closing everything down before he looks up. Welcome back. You out there and back quickly? Sorry, dinner's over. I've got some stew left over if you're hungry.
Yes, I'm quite hungry.
What kind of meat is in the stew?
Pork.
I'll have 2 bowls.
I will have a bowl.
Pork's my weakness.
I'm assuming since they just got here, Roman's actually already threw a bowl of stew and has a couple of mugs of ale with him.
Yep. Same here. We'd have been sitting and chatting, I guess.
Where's Renard at?
Sitting at the table.
Were you with us?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
All right. He will put down several bowls full of soup or stew for everybody, and a couple mugs of ale are there available.
So, Azan, you use the spoon?
Yes, I'll show you. He will kind of show the spoon.
Are you going to put it in my mouth?
No, sure, why not? He will. He dips it in the stew. Brings it in. He's gonna say, "Here comes the violin bow."
No,
the spoon.
You can see the bartender is just staring at this, going, "What?"
We don't understand it any more than you do. We just don't.
Another talking stormy, please.
He looks at it. He's going to say, "Very good, Kevin. Gold star."
My name's not Kevin. It's 23. It's on my forehead.
No, it's Kevin now. I'm naming you Kevin because I get you two confused all the time now. But you're 23 now.
It will be more confusing if we are both named Kevin.
Please don't both name yourselves Kevin. I think I'll actually jump out of a high story window.
Also, it would be less confusing or more confusing if 23 literally wasn't written on my forehead.
Here, let me try something. He's gonna cast Mind Illusion to expand the 23. There. Now I'll never forget.
I imagine
okay.
we go and sit down with everyone.
Going to be locking up for the evening. Just leave your dishes in the bar. I'll get them tomorrow. Here's your keys. And good night.
Thank you, sir. You have a wonderful night.
And he will lock the bar down before making his way upstairs.
I think we scared him.
So, we sit down. It is 200 gold pieces for the liters of the Copper Kings and the Red Badges.
But that's dead. If we bring them in alive, it's 400.
No, I don't know. Did he say an actual price?
He did not specify the price that they were brought in alive.
But I would expect the price would probably be more. So I would say
no, he said more. It was just.
Oh no, he's saying that in character. He's just saying I'll say he didn't say probably 300 to 400 at least. Normally, whenever you bring someone back in alive, it's probably double what the original dead price was.
I don't know if that's exactly the case.
The Empire can really be cheap.
I said normally.
Well, it's certainly a decent payday.
Oh, yes, by the way,
especially if we turn in both leaders.
It's true. By the way, here you are, 2 gold and 5 silver for all of you.
We were paid 15 gold for being couriers.
Well, not only that, if we get rid of the Copper Kings, not only would we bring in the leader alive, but however much they're paying us, we're also getting paid by Ruby.
We would make more if we just turned Ruby in. Because then we would also keep the 150 gold that they paid Ruby, which would net us 550 gold, as opposed to 260.
Oh,
not everything is about gold pieces there, Kevin.
No, this is about protecting the populace as well. We get paid more and eliminate bandits.
I still think we should just focus on the Copper Kings. Again, the Red Bandits haven't done anything.
I think we should deal with both of them, but I don't believe dealing with Ruby is going to have any part in it. She's obviously got some issues with her, but I don't think she is inherently causing the Red Bands or anybody to do anything.
Well,
Getting
right,
rid
but
of
they-
her would just mean that someone else would take over the Red Brands.
Well, no-
The smarter
no-
move would just be to remove the Red Brands from the picture as well as the Copper Kings.
Well, not only
I concur.
I have a
Brigands are unlawful and they cause unrest in the populace.
we are a bunch of personalities.
I have a question. It's
What is it?
What did Ruby say? There's this other woman who controls the red.
Kolakolnov is the name you're looking for.
I mean, no one knows she isn't essentially Ruby.
Well, the problem with that is if we do end up doing the red badges as well, the brigands are just going to point their fingers towards Thunderstar.
But they should have no reason to believe that
They
Ruby is.
they see her as their leader, though. It doesn't
Well,
matter. It doesn't
they're
matter
saying-
if she does anything or not.
Well, they're saying this other woman is the one leading, like calling the shots.
Well, she's calling the shots right then, but you have to think they didn't lead the Dryad back to the camp. They led the Dryad to Thunderstar. So
Which makes me think that Ruby was most likely more involved than she was letting on.
Or that they just wanted to get her out of the picture and didn't want to bring him to the one they actually take orders from.
You know, that's actually a good point.
I vote that we. What is this? This Kolnov? Is that her name?
What, the red badges or the Copper Kings?
Kolakolnov. Kolakolnov.
Yeah, Kolakolnov.
So let me get this straight. So we're Copper Kings, I get that. We're probably gonna go deal with them, but
Yes.
Red Badgers, we're gonna
No,
are we gonna kill them too, or
No, I think we don't even need to worry about the red badges, honestly. Purely, I think we should worry about the Copper Kings. The red badges, I think we should just leave alone.
I agree.
I do like a good bounty there.
I must protest here. They are subjugating the populace. Just because they are subjugating a richer part of the populace does not make them any less important.
It comes back to the point that who are they to decide who is right to be robbed or not? Just because someone has more money doesn't mean they have more right to be robbed.
I don't care about
Renaud
the
makes a good point. They most likely worked hard for that money.
I'm
good, sorry.
I'm with Renaud. Look, there's many people in Marcera that I'd love to see lose a few thousand gold, but who are these bandits to decide? We're taking the bandits' words. They're actually only stealing from the rich.
Do you really think the Empire gets the money cleanly? Really?
As a whole, we'll be getting rid of two groups of bandits and getting paid twice for our trouble. I don't see what the issue is.
I would agree with Renaud.
Completely.
so for Renard and Kevin, are we going and killing the Red Badgers, or are we?
I would prefer not. They seem to be a likable sort. I would prefer they get arrested.
And getting paid more for bringing them back alive is just good business.
So
The guards also did say that we would get paid the reward regardless whether we brought them in or provided information as to the arrest. We could deal with the Copper Kings and provide information to the guards to bring in Ruby and the Red Brigands.
But again, that would make Ruby complicit, which means Ruby would more than likely get arrested as well.
The way I see it, if we attempt to take out the Red Brigands, we can take out this Cola, sell it as a power play, and that she was the one actually in charge. If she really is leading the group at this point and Ruby isn't, then they'll stop operations. The guards have no reason to believe that we false them. If they do continue operations, then obviously Ruby has been the one hoodwinked us, and we need to pay her a visit.
Either way, we win.
My one worry is that you said that we don't get paid for their badgers until they get arrested. So that means we have to sit in town, hope the arrest goes well, and they get everyone.
And if the arrest doesn't go well, the badgers probably know where we are, which means they can just come over here and then just knock us silly for snitching.
We go there, we get them, we drag them back to town. It's simple as that.
I'm not worried about them coming after me. I can get away when I need to. It's more the time we have to sit here. I'm not too keen to stay in the Darrow too long.
I don't believe any of us live here. What's the point?
I have an idea. Hear me out. Let's deal with the Copper Kings first. Let us see, but we don't. If we all agree about giving them to selling out to the Red Brigands, essentially, that's if again, because I'm against it. We should wait and see what they do. See if they might do something without the Copper Kings being a threat to them anymore.
They probably just expand what they're doing now.
Exactly. They just do the same thing.
Well, right, but what I'm saying is that without any sort of rivalry, we could see if they change at all, if they're just exactly the same.
Brigands are still brigands. If they're going to change, they're going to rob more people and cause more issues, at which point it is our fault for not dealing with them in the first place.
Agreed.
It's unlikely they will open a temple.
I feel 23. I think you and I are in the minority right now.
The one way I would deal with the red badges is if Ruby gets off free, because she provides healing potions to the town, and I feel like having that, the town not having that, is more detrimental than anything.
That's fine. I'm willing to let Ruby walk on this just to make sure that we take out this Carla and see if we can deal with the problem it is. As I said, I don't have any plans on dealing with Ruby unless we come back, we say we've eliminated the Red Brigands, Red Brand, what the hell they're called.
Red
Brands. They pop back up under another superstar's name.
We can track down Ruby if it turns out that she's been lying to us. It's fine.
We should also stop saying both of them, because we're giving away who she is every time we say Ruby.
I think
so you all realize.
We're the only ones down here, right?
Yeah. You're
good.
Perception check.
I know who's listening.
Again, personally, I do think Ruby. Do we say her name anymore? I'm just going to call her
Thunderstar.
So the one thing to consider is if we turn in the Red Badgers, they will most likely out Ruby as well.
No,
as they already did that earlier today.
That's exactly what I was saying before. Like,
if we're going to turn the Badgers in, we might as well turn Carla and Ruby in, because they will both inevitably be turned in, but we won't receive the double reward.
Well, corpses don't talk.
Well, no,
Are you suggesting we kill Ruby?
No.
No, I think there is such a thing as honor among thieves, so it's quite possible they'll keep their mouths shut.
We are not thieves.
No, but they are.
Those brigands earlier today broke within 15 seconds of us accosting them.
I also believe that the correct saying is there is no honor among thieves.
No, there is honor among thieves. It just depends.
I do take offense to that one, 23, but
well, you are the exception, as was evident on the pirate ship.
Yes, you did choose morality over a life of thievery.
Yeah,
What is your opinion in this room when you haven't really piped up at all?
I like to just get a feel of the room, but like I said, I feel like we deal with the copper guys first. You know, cut a swath through them. That's pretty simple. As far as the Badgers, I can really go either way. I mean, just assuming that they're gonna keep being goody two shoes without the Copper Kings around is, hopeful. But at the end of the day, if you root them all out, eventually something else will come back. But I mean, the town will hopefully flourish for a little bit. But like I said, at the end of the day, if we want to leave them alone because we feel that they're a little bit better than the Copper Kings, I'm fine with that too. I just know we can't spend too much time here. We do have to get our gold and go.
Well,
let us rest then, and in the morning we can go root out these Copper Kings. I do agree they are the more priority threat.
Well, let's I suppose let's just come to a consensus. All in favor of. I'm not even going to ask about the Copper Kings because we're all in agreement with that. Hands up if you want to turn in the Red Badgers.
Ron put his thumb sideways.
All right, and hands up if you want to keep the Red Badgers safe. Like safe as in like we don't rat them out.
I think you have your answer.
Oh, looks like 23 changed his answer.
I care about the town's ability to get healing potions. That's what I care about.
No, that's what I care about as well. But I get it. I don't think the Red Badgers have.
My method of getting rid of the Red Badgers does not involve outing Ruby.
All right.
Let's
also assume that once we do this, we'll have a little bit of credit with the group, and we can vouch for Ruby that she's not up to no good.
Very well.
No, and so we're also in agreement that if we do this thing with the Red Badgers, we're not killing any of them, right?
Unless they resist.
I seriously doubt they're going to let us take them all alive without a fight.
Well, again,
I don't say we go down there and whole slaughter all of them. That's not the plan.
No, I'm not saying slaughter them. That's Tempest's thing. No.
I have shown nothing but restraint.
You've literally said we need to go slaughter them like a few minutes ago.
I said nothing of the sort.
Are you sure?
Bring someone's advice. He's going to jump off a mountain.
You have been drinking a lot, Tempest. Maybe you need to
I've
check.
had like 3 Darkest Stormies. I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you sure? Say your ABCs backwards.
CYXWVUTSRQPO. I don't know.
Dan, what time is it right now?
It's like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night.
I'm just going to power down at the table.
All right. If
Just
actually
head slump forward.
before
Oh, we're doing that, and 23 will do the same.
I do think though, if we are going to take the Copper King's leader alive, we're going to need a lot more rope. So perhaps we should buy some more before we leave.
We have. I have 50 feet on me. How much more can we need?
Well,
Just one person, 50 feet should be fine.
well, that's true. Also, by the way, 5 gold per pin. So if we do end up taking down more, take the pins.
Loot every single person's pin. Yes, we get it. We don't want to miss everything.
So we don't have to kill them all. We just got to get their pins off them.
Well, these are the ones that like to cut your throat, then take your money. So I don't think we're going to get much of a choice in the matter.
Well, obviously, I love to murder everything, so why don't we just murder them all?
I'm so glad you finally admit this, Tempest. I'm very proud you're at least opening up.
You need to do an insight check over my sarcasm because it's high.
I mean, I can understand sarcasm. I roam the land and I play my violin and I hear people say, "Oh, you're so good," and I throw my fucking violin at them sometimes. Okay, I understand it.
I'm going to bed before having more murdery tendencies.
Don't trip and stab someone on your way there.
If I do, it'll be you.
It's a good thing I'm going after you go into your room.
Tempest will go up to his room and just start writing in a journal.
Dear Diary, fuck is on.
This fucking bard and his damn violin. He can't even play it well.
You just hear from the other room the Raids of Castamere.
So, as you all settle in for a long rest once again, the night passes, and you wake up almost in the middle of the night several times to the crashing of thunder as a storm of the summertime variety rolls overhead. And though some of you could sleep through it, those of you who enjoy the ambience of a good rainstorm, as you awaken the next morning, it is pouring ass rain.
So wait, you said this is the southern part of the continent, right?
Yes.
So are we just in Texas?
Anywhere in the deep south of the United States, basically.
Like 4 of us.
Question, DM. Can I stop my sentry's rest in the middle of the night?
Nope.
You won't get the benefits of a long rest if you do so.
No,
Okay.
actually, part of Warforged, you can't stop it once you've started it.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah, once you power down for Sentry's Rest, you are off for 6 hours, and then you turn back on.
So
you still see and hear everything, but you can't move or react.
So can I wake up a little bit earlier before anyone else? I just want to do something.
Are you going to draw a mustache?
No, I'm not. I'm actually going to go out to the market. I'm going to buy 4 oranges and set them in front of Kevin.
Well, if he'd have to wake up at like 3 a.m. because if we went to sleep at 10, Sentry's Rest is 6 hours, so we'd be up at 4 a.m.
I thought a long rest was 8 hours.
Not for us.
Sentry's Rest is 6 hours, yeah.
Oh, never mind. I didn't know that. So I'll just wake up first and I'll just see, I guess, Kevin and be like, "Oh, I was actually about to go give you some fruit."
As soon as our Sentry's Rest would have been up, I would have gone outside and just enjoyed the storm and the lightning.
There is the gentle rumble of thunder as the morning rises over the next day. It is raining with enthusiasm.
Is there a nice wind?
I just got the picture of raindrops smiling like, yeah!
So is everyone sleeping in separate rooms?
I think so. We haven't really formed any kind of bonds yet.
So I'm gonna take 4 mugs from behind the bar when I wake up at 4 a.m. and just infuse them all with the sound of an alarm clock with magical tinkering. And I'm just going to go place them all in each of their rooms to go off in 2 hours.
Tempest is not going to enjoy this.
So wait, you're actually coming into you're going to break into everyone's room?
My
to do
room
this?
is locked.
We all wake up to like to a fucking Kevin-sized hole in the door.
He probably picked the damn locks.
Hello.
I am pretty good at picking locks.
He's like, "You are
The
ill-prepared
door
for
is
this
locked,
morning."
I'll tell you that. There's no way the door's not locked.
I am pretty good at picking locks.
I mean, think about it though. Even if you
if I have to make like stealth checks or anything, I will. But I'm trying to make sure that everyone's up bright and early with the dawn. You know.
I was gonna say it's like a Warforged stealth.
I'm not.
He's wooden porcelain.
Make 4 different stealth checks.
Oh!
Wow!
Wow!
Please tell me my room's not first. I don't want to spoil this.
All right. Room number 1 will be.
Just do left or right.
Okay.
So Renard would be first then.
No, yeah, Renard.
Congrats,
Sorry,
Renard.
I didn't look at the stream. I kind of just screwed you over there, Renard.
Oh, that's fine. It's gonna get spoiled for him. The second he opens the door, Reynard sits up in his bed and says, "Who the fuck is breaking into my room?" Because I have an alarm spell on my door.
So you can just see this massive Warforged just in your door.
Kevin, what are you doing?
I brought you an alarm clock, and I'll put this. I'll put a tankard down on the bedside table and walk out.
What are you? I just mage hand the door closed as hard as it can manage and lock it again.
It's like 4 o'clock in the morning or something too.
Mage hand strength. Mage hand from a wizard's strength.
A mage hand can only push 5 pounds, so it's not a big slam. It's just a.
Who's next?
That'd be Tempest.
Oh, perception check then?
At disadvantage because you're sleeping.
Dang it. Ah!
Dang it!
You do hear the door open.
I just wake up. I've got the journal in hand. I fell asleep like writing stuff. I'm just like, what?
I brought you an alarm clock. Place it down, walk out.
So, yo, Kevin, what? What? I'll
Okay,
like.
but why though?
I'll just like beckon some winds to like close it, just like gently.
People are unappreciative of your alarm clocks.
You know what? They'll appreciate him in 2 hours because I don't think alarm clocks have been invented yet. So.
Who's next?
That would be Tempest.
Yep.
I already did it.
Next is
Izan.
Izan.
Or Izan.
Can I use my passive, which is 14?
You're asleep, so no.
Okay, so I have to roll? Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
No, let me use my passive, though. 10. I don't know.
Nope.
That's
Yes!
Kevin gets 1 person.
And then
The thing that
pretty
makes me
good,
happy
pretty
about
good
this
against
is that
Romans.
So far, Zarn is the person who's going to get spoiled the most.
All right.
Come on.
The name of this episode: Alarm Clock.
Yes!
No, the name of this episode is The Bears.
That's your group name. That's just happening. The
No.
The Bears.
Elemental Steel.
Refuted.
Elemental Steers of The Bears.
That's an awful
The
name.
Bears of Elemental Steel.
Hey!
Awful. Awful.
Can that just be our slogan? Our
Anyway,
catchphrase.
alarm clock for them.
Yeah, what's your alarm clock in the next morning like?
It's just like I can't make like a true like alarm clock sound, but I can make a lot of like very like distinct chirping, like sound like birds.
Oh, it's
So
pleasant.
it's gonna be like birds just singing them the song of their people in their room.
I honestly just picture Kevin putting in, it's like, it is time to get up now. We do not want to waste the day. It is time to get up now. We do not want to waste the day.
That's what I expected.
No, so if I want to make it continuously emit a sound, it can't be words. It has to be a sound.
I like to think that Izon like wakes up during that. He actually gets up like quite close. He's like, "Oh, that's nice." Looks to his looks at the tanker that's like.
Oh no, it doesn't actually. Like, it sounds like birds just as far as like it's a bird chirping, but it's not. It's just like chirp 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 chirp.
Oh, he'll like when he wakes up, he just I guess he just looks around to find where the bird is. Looks to the tanker. He's gonna say, "This is a fucking nightmare. It has to be."
Either that or Alfred's Kidcock is invading your room.
Oh god, the birds!
The birds!
I'll look at what's in the mug. What's in the mug? Is there anything even in the mug?
It could be worse. It could be bees.
Bees!
Not the bees! Ah! Is there anything in the mug?
In the mug of what?
And the mug that's
That Kevin delivered.
Nope. I just magically infuse it with an effect.
A chirping mug without any ale in it. Fucking worthless.
This is gonna be our life with Kevin, isn't it? This is how artificers work.
Kevin is. Wait, so basically what's happening right now is that we have the kid from Home Alone in just a Warforged body, is what you're saying.
Oh god.
Pretty much.
I'm both worried and okay with this.
I'm good at picking locks and doing weird stuff.
We're gonna come into Kevin at us one day doing ah.
So 1 minute after we wake up, like the door to Renard's room just opens, a blue hand just kind of floats out holding it and throws it out into the main lobby, and it closes the door again.
Tempest will come out with the mug, just like, I thought that I didn't know what he was doing. Why does it cut bird noises?
Izan peeked out.
I see that my alarm worked.
Why did you do this?
So that we would all be up with the dawn to get on with our mission.
I will
peeks
I will
out.
throw the mug at Kevin.
It was always gonna like reach out like with his mug and like try to combine the chirps into a more annoying noise. Ugh.
Too bad, I'm throwing it at Kevin.
Poor Kevin.
Roman just gets up. He looks kind of just normal and just. Are we getting up now?
I suppose so.
Roman is used to this.
It's like number 5 for me.
I wake Roman up like this very frequently when we have things to do in the morning.
I like waking up early so much.
What time is it? Like 6 or 7?
6 a.m.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
I've been awake for 2 hours.
Is there even breakfast downstairs?
Nope.
I mean, we would probably smell it before anything else.
I hate you.
The bartender's not there yet.
I'll come downstairs and just be so hateful toward Kevin.
Just glare in his general direction the entire morning.
I'll take some bacon out of my bag of holding and just be like, I saved this for you.
I will take it and throw it at him.
Leftover bacon. Yum.
Roman's just standing there yawning in the lobby as he's just like, I had a weird dream. Do you guys think bear stew would be good? I'm hankering for like bear meat now.
Honestly, that sounds fucking delicious.
I hear bear meat is stinky.
Speaking of bears,
I hear you're stinky.
That bear
I'll
skin,
bop him
shouldn't
on
you
the
get
back of the
that?
head again.
Shouldn't you get that cured?
What cured?
The bear skin.
I plan on doing that today. I didn't know what. Everything was closed last night.
Well, we're gonna have. Well, no one's gonna be open right now anyway, right?
Nothing is open right now.
We could be those people and stand outside the shop till it opens.
I'm
And
not
we're
doing
gonna,
that.
You want to be that? You want to be that person where you're just looking in the window, going open.
We call those yankers at Enterprise.
Yes, Renard.
Sorry, no, that was just me clearing my throat.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
asleep. I threw the alarm outside. I closed the
That's
door and
true.
locked it again.
So,
I go back to my room, write in my journal. Don't let Kevin in your room.
You
are
didn't
we-
let me in your room.
Are we going? Are we gonna go to the Copper Kings now, or are we just waiting for something?
We should get on the road as soon as possible. It is unlikely they will expect us.
Well, we gotta drop off the bear hide to a tanner first.
Well,
No.
we could always just leave it there and pick it up when we come back.
We gotta pay them and tell them what we want.
Well, exactly. We pay, we leave it there, we tell them what we want, we leave, and when we come back, we get.
Oh yeah, it wasn't saying we wait till it's done.
Yeah.
There.
No, I'm just sort of thinking like I was audibly going so I could just think. Sorry.
It's one of the reasons Tempest is back in bed, because he knows the tanner is not open.
You all are awfully early. However, by about 6:45, 7 o'clock, the front door to the tavern will open up, and in walks, of all people, Ruby.
Oh, hello.
Well, Ruby, I do have this payment for you, and I hand her the chest of 150 gold.
Oh, well, thank you. And she looks like she just got there. She's covered. She is drenched from head to toe. Looks like she walked through a good chunk of the night to get here. But she will smile at you before going behind the bar and taking the chest, just kind of laying it down. And it looks like Twitch froze.
It
didn't freeze for me.
Nope, I'm good.
Fresh then.
Well, we did take our 15 gold piece cut of the share. So
That's fine. I'm working here today. Sorry, it's my shift.
Well,
that should be fun.
Oh, you guys want breakfast?
Yes, please.
No.
No.
Oh?
No.
Well, I do not eat.
Oh, I would like breakfast, please.
All right, it'll be about an hour. Sorry, I just got in a little late this morning. The roads were a little slick.
Hey, Izan.
Yeah.
Tempest went back to bed, right? He didn't come back down.
I believe so. Yes. Why?
We have an hour to kill. I'll reach into my bag and pull out a thing of ball bearings.
Izan takes a moment and smiles really wide. He's gonna say, "I like you. I really like you."
I haven't got to play a prank in so long.
I thought
we could make 4 of those chirp. We could roll them under the door.
This is my form of bonding. It's fine.
I would do it to Renard, but I feel like he'd set me on fire.
I think Renard is a lot. Have you noticed in a fight, he shoots out a little bolt of fire and then he runs away. So maybe.
Either way.
I'm going to throw you in the air so far.
All right. So here's my idea. All right. Now listen. This. So, why did we put some in the front of his store? When he sees it, if he sees it, he's going to go, oh, someone did this. He's going to run downstairs. We put some on the steps.
Oh God, that's evil.
We could trigger him by rolling some under the door that make annoying noises.
No, you don't want him to know at all. Just let the bacon soothe him down the stairs.
Ooh, now that is evil. Actually, wait. Do I have something here? Hold on. I want to check something. I'm pretty sure Minor Illusion does not let me.
I'm already up the stairs going to.
No, I'm coming. I'm coming with you. I'm just sort of looking through my bag for some things.
I'm just quietly pouring 1,000 ball bearings outside the door and down the stairs.
How do you quietly pour 1,000 ball bearings?
No.
Put them in your hand and just put them on the ground.
To be fair, it is raining very hard.
So just in case as well, Izal would like hold out his hand, like cup his hands together, take some of the ball bearings and like gently put them down, roll them around, and pull them nice and separate.
Make some sleight of hand checks, both of you, with advantage because of the rain.
Oh yes.
Why did you say this?
Okay, now make a perception check at disadvantage.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh God.
Tempest is.
Nope.
Almost.
Almost. Not bad.
Tempest is.
I couldn't. I had to roll a natural 20 for that.
I know Tempest is gonna get us back. I know just how to get them back. Murdered.
All right.
So, Roman, I can also cast grease on the floor, but he would have to wake up within a minute.
It is at this point when Ruby will walk out. Looks like she's holding just a small tray of bread and watching all of you going, oh, for the love of Haliel, why?
It's fine. It's a bonding experience.
I am told this is what humans do.
I'm not
No, I have never done that to somebody.
Have you tried?
No, I'm a decent human being.
Inside check.
So what you're saying is you have not tried to put a bucket of water on top of a door and wait for someone to...
Do you have any buckets, Ruby?
Oh, no, wait, no. Kevin, we've already done enough. We'll do the bucket next time, I promise.
You can see her expression is rapidly just going dour and dour and dour.
Orange?
To break the tension. Orange?
I haven't even had my coffee yet. I'm just going to go back into the kitchen.
Look,
and
you
just lays bread on the counter and just walks back.
Thank you, Ruby. He'll straight to the bread. He's gonna look up the stairs expectantly. Now we wait.
Is there any bacon out?
No, it's just bread right now.
Actually, you know what? I have an idea.
I'm gonna be about the time Tempest would be getting up.
Izon will reach up or like lean back a little bit, and he's gonna cast Minor Illusion to make a knock at the door, at Tempest's door.
Can illusion do noises?
Yeah, they can make sounds.
Can they? I thought Thaumaturgy was the one that did that.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I thought Minor Illusion can make sounds. Hold on, let me put it in chat.
Don't believe it can.
I didn't think it could. It can.
Yeah, it's one or the other.
Or you can make discrete sounds at different times before the spell ends. So I can make knocking sounds.
If it can't, I can also use magical tinkering to make a knocking sound.
Well,
so.
You can.
Yes, you can do it.
Yeah, Minor Illusion can make knocking sounds, so I make it.
I'll hear it as I kind of like am putting stuff away and like, Kevin, I swear if that's you, I really don't want another alarm. Or my birds, whatever. I'll just go pull the door open, kind of look around, not see anything.
We're down here.
Why are you
Bacon's almost ready.
I'm not knocking.
Bacon?
I'm not knocking on the door.
When you say bacon, Tempest is like, I do like bacon, and I will go ahead and like, kind of like, outside, because that's what I would do.
Okay.
Tempest neck at the bottom of the stairs.
Let me double check something.
This is why I'm just like, I know it's gonna happen because I don't technically know any of this, but I don't want it to happen.
To my memory, I believe it's a DC 10 check.
Dexterity
save.
Yeah, make a dexterity saving throw.
You got this, Tempest. I have faith.
I am pretty good at dexterity.
Roll low.
Natural one. Ah.
So as you step out, you wait, hey, then you grab the railings and steady yourself,
Whoa.
and you can see ball bearings just lying down.
Would I have seen anyone holding having ball bearings in our group?
I don't think they would hold them out, no. But
Does he see the ones on the staircase though? Or the
Probably
steps?
not. Probably not. I'll just kind of like. Great.
now that you're watching the floor, you can see them. It just.
It's like.
Really.
You know, I never had little brothers, but this feels like what little brothers would do. And I'll just like start stomping down. I won't even bother picking him up. I just like start stomping them. It's just like. This is not what I wanted to see when I woke up this morning after being woken up by chirping noises.
At this point, Renard just opens the door. What the hell are you yelling about?
I really hope Renard actually trips on the ball bearings.
I will stop at Renard's cute.
I just hear him yelling outside my door, so.
I just look at Renard and I'm just like, look, that is what they did. And I'm just like looking at the things. I'm like, you know what? I don't even want Murphys anymore. And I'm gonna go pick up the ball bearings. It's gonna take me a while.
Okay. So you pick over 1,000 ball bearings, like trying to rewind to unslink Slinky.
Izon will assist, and you'll say, "I'm so sorry. I don't know who did that."
I thought you were downstairs still. You didn't even know.
I heard you yelling.
Yeah, but I was talking to Radar. I was just like, I don't even want Murphys anymore.
You were also stomping down the stairs.
No, I'm not.
You said you were stomping.
I didn't stop downstairs. Isn't his room same?
No,
floor?
I'm downstairs. Like I
I'm
can
talking to Reynard.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, that's like I start yelling. Reynard opens the door. I just start talking to Reynard. It's like, you know what? I'm just gonna pick these up. It's gonna be fine. So I haven't come downstairs. I'm just talking to Reynard and then go to pick up the ball bearings.
Right now, but you said you were stomping down the stairs. That's why I assumed I thought I could hear you. Plus, you were yelling.
I'm just tinkering on my crossbow.
Yes,
Is everything all right? Is everything all right up there?
I found someone's present.
Ah, you found the ball bearings.
Kevin, and I'm still yelling down the stairs. Kevin, who gave me the ball bearings? I would love to give them a present back.
Izon's like shaking his head at Kevin, just like, no.
Roman leans over to his.
Can I have them make a persuasion check again? A contested persuasion check to see who he believes.
Ooh, that's not good. Wait, oh. Well, it's contested, right? So who else?
Just because I want this to go up, I'm going to give you my DM inspiration, Tempest.
Oh, wait, I'm contesting it?
Yeah.
Persuasion?
Mm-hmm.
At advantage.
Keep yours. I'll use my own. I want this to go through.
Okay, use your own. Alright. I wasn't going to use it for anything else.
Yes! Damn it!
I don't know.
23, are you down there too? Do you know?
Come have bacon.
Do I know what?
Izon will mouth.
Do you know who put these ball bearings outside my why do I keep saying cube? My room?
No, I was in the storm outside. I'm sorry.
That sounds like you. Okay.
He does go stand in the rain sometimes. It is odd.
I'll just go clean up the ball bearings after I failed to make an easy persuasion roll.
Roman leans over to Azan and is just like, good thing I didn't mix those up with the caltrops I've got in the other bag.
Oh my god. Are you alright? You want to talk about some things?
What?
Anyway.
I just like stuff that goes on the floor and makes people step on them. It's fun.
I'm picking up ball bearings. I don't know what anyone else is doing.
I will
bring out my crossbow.
Standing at the top of the stairs waiting for Tempest to pick up the ball bearings.
I'll come upstairs and offer a piece of bread. There's no bacon yet, but here's some bread.
As you guys spend the next 15 to 20 minutes picking everything up, Ruby will eventually come out. Unfortunately, it is not bacon this morning. What you instead see is waffles.
Kill her.
Okay.
Now we report her.
Is there?
Wait, waffles, not French toast? Yeah, no, fuck her.
How dare she?
No. Is there syrup?
Of course.
Okay, she's cool.
But it's
What
not
kind of syrup?
Acceptable.
Wait, what
Yeah,
kind
is,
of
it, is it New Hampshire maple syrup? Or does she serve Vermont?
What kind of syrup? Is there fruit in it?
This matters.
It's a molasses syrup, guys.
No.
Doesn't matter. It's
Also, just like the general tinkering that I'm doing on my crossbow is trying to design it to be a repeating crossbow.
Ooh.
Look.
After I come downstairs, I'll kind of look at you doing that and be like, interesting. Can you do that for multiple things?
Well, I can magically infuse it to be repeating. I would prefer it to be repeating otherwise, so I can use my magical infusions for other things.
How would you do explain? I'm actually quite curious. So it's
I'm
gonna
not
be
sure.
Not sure what?
How it works. I only recently recovered the ability to do it in general.
Oh, is that part of your memory that you can't remember?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm just more curious. I'm curious to see how it actually works. Like, how you built it to make it being repeated.
Well, I willed it so. I assume there is more to it, but unfortunately I only have 9% of my memory.
Well, no, you're going to build it, so you're obviously gonna have like sort of.
Yes, I am trying to build a physical repeating crossbow, a crossbow that has a magazine of sorts to load bolts in automatically after firing them.
No, that's what I was saying. I'm very curious to see how you built it.
Well,
Indeed.
I'm still designing it, so
Do you
it will
understand how it goes?
It will be some time.
Well, if you need any assistance, I will do what I can.
It's never happening.
That's OP.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen.
It's a Tommy gun of crossbows.
Just like, let's just remove the loading property of the crossbow.
Yeah, I'll put that on a list of crap that's just not gonna happen. But anyway.
What if question actually to you, Kevin? Instead of repeating, why not do something like, I don't know, like maybe like a try? So instead of you having to load it like that, you can actually have like one arrow fire, another arrow fire, then another arrow fire, but then you have to load the 3.
I could attempt that as well.
So after breakfast, I'm just gonna go ahead and go to the tanner.
Okay, it's the blacksmith is where it is.
Tempest.
Yes.
Could you buy me a cloak, please?
A cloak? What?
It's raining.
It's going to rain all day, I think.
You don't have a cloak? What kind of a traveling bard are you?
Well, no, I have a cloak, but I don't want to get that cloak wet.
I'm going with Tempest to the black.
Actually, no, I'll come with you. It's fine.
Excuse me for just a couple seconds, guys.
Okay. Mini break.
Woo!
Do we have time in this?
Want your cloak not to get wet?
Do you have time in this couple seconds to run to the bathroom?
Cloak. It's his performing cloak.
Cool.
Why do you think he's been rolling bad? He doesn't wear his performing cloak.
Bernard is just going to thoroughly enjoy his waffle. There's nothing quite like a good waffle.
There really isn't.
So we're not.
French toast is better.
Tell me about yourself.
Where should I begin?
Stop at the beginning. Where'd you learn magic?
I thought you were with us.
Oh, that's right. I thought we were staying with us. I'm going with.
I studied at the Conservatoire for the Arcane.
I'm unfamiliar.
It's a school, a practitioner. They basically teach and/or establish the proper usage of arcane arts for the Empire. And if this is any of this wrong, Beth will have to correct me when she gets back.
I return.
Hey.
Back.
Studied there most of my life. Well, most of my young life.
What do you specialize in?
Specialization is a bit of a topic. I burn things. I wish it wasn't as simple as I burn things, but I have a knack for fire.
That is very interesting. I don't think I really have a knack for fire at all.
No, but you do have a knack for your strange source of will. I've seen some human beings who can exhibit that. Adrenaline is a hell of a thing, but I'm fascinated to see how it works with you.
As far as what?
You seem to shrug off damage like no one I've ever met before.
Well, it is part of my unit. It is what we were created for.
But how does it work? Are you familiar?
DM, am I familiar with how I work?
Nope.
No.
Like magnets.
Magnets.
I'm
how do they work?
Not quite familiar. The Storm Legion and me, that is who I'm a part of. We were just created to be resilient.
I'm curious if that's an innate part of your being, or if there's some form of arcane shielding that comes into place when you tap into it. I honestly have no idea. But it's interesting to think about regardless.
There's a place you could possibly find that out.
Says the voice in the ether.
Are you guys down in the tavern still?
Me and Reynard are. The other guys left to go to the tanner.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Or
Play
blacksmith.
that.
I would still
God?
be there too. I would not have gone to the tanner.
God?
All right. As you make your way up to the blacksmith, who you could see Griswold is just. It looks like he's still getting up as he's arranging things, getting his shop ready for the day. But as you all walk in, he'll give a nice little smile at you. Good morning to you all. What can I do for you?
Well, I have this bear
Pelt.
Pelt. Thank you. I'll just kind of like toss it on the counter. Be like, we'd like to get this tanned, perhaps.
All right. Well, we can get that done here. It's gonna be a few days. We got a big backlog of stuff to do.
That's perfectly fine. We have some business outside of town.
Now, would it be possible to get this tanned with the head part still there, so you can kind of put it on as a cloak?
I suppose it could be done. It's gonna be a little bit harder to do that.
By harder, you mean more expensive, I assume.
Well, yeah. Glad you caught on to that, though. Good job.
I've been around the block a little bit.
I could tell. Wink.
What would a bear pelt cloak run us?
Well, unfortunately, I can't give you much in terms of protection from you, so.
More
5
for
gold.
aesthetics.
Yeah, purely aesthetic, about 5 gold.
You think your friend would be willing to part with 5 gold?
Make you waterproof.
You have any
that
waterproof
extra?
clothes right now?
Not bear, no.
No, not bear. I'm just asking for waterproof cloaks.
Oh, yeah, I got about 4 of them in stock. They're
Can
wolf's hide.
Oh, perfect. How much?
5 gold apiece.
What? What are you laughing at me for?
I'm actually going to buy one as well.
I will buy one.
Now, what would it cost to make the bear cloak waterproof as well?
Well, bear's a little bit harder to manage, and you want a little aesthetic, a little bit more of an aesthetic style. Let's call it an easy 10.
I think I can bear that.
I got what you did there.
I did
bear that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You have to make the gold 20 for a shitty pun now, just saying.
I ain't paying that.
I'll pay the. I'm paying 15 for the wolf cloak for me, and then the 10 for the bear cloak.
Yeah, I'll pay 5 for my waterproof cloak.
I'll pay 5 for a waterproof coat. How much is? It's 10 silver for a gold, right?
Yes.
I thought so.
And I do not use Electrum because screw that.
Electrum is evil. Evil!
I was debating actually having something above platinum eventually.
Okay. So I'll get rid of the bear skin pelt in my inventory, and I will go ahead and say that I have 5 gold less for a one skin cloak. Or waterproof cloak.
Every villain is lemons.
I don't eat your damn lemons.
Oh my god. I watched Spider-Man the other day and saw him appear in it as the Stinger.
Wait, don't spoil it for everyone.
It's the very end. He just made an appearance. He plays shit. J.K. Simmons is
J. Jonas Jameson.
Yes.
Yes. That's so good. But we're spoiling things. Don't spoil things for the group.
I mean, that's a post-credit trailer, so like that's not really a spoiler.
Anyway, back to D&D.
Exactly.
Yes.
Back to D&D.
Before we head back, I would like to head to the market to buy, or to get Kevin some more oranges. I mean, he seems to really like the oranges, so I mean,
a
why
bushel of oranges wouldn't even be 3 copper. So.
I'll just buy like.
That's a fucked economy.
Actually, hold on. Could I buy that to end some ice?
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 I'm going to put the ice in
Here?
Kevin's chest and put the oranges in
There's no ice here.
There is no ice.
I want a bag of ice. Where's the nearest racetrack?
Yeah, where's the Rite Aid?
Where's the nearest QT? I need
go
to
to
know.
Fantasy 7-Eleven.
I need a Roadrunner Market. Where is it?
But no, I'll
I could have sworn there was a Sunoco right around this corner.
I'll buy 4 oranges, and when we get back, I will give them to Kevin and be like, "Here you go, some oranges for you."
I'd be like, no, we should also pick up some more ball bearings, correct?
Why? Why do we need ball bearings again?
Roman will actually pull out one of his other bags and be like, "Yeah, I am down a bag somehow."
I'll just kind of low look over to Roman like, interesting.
I don't know where they went. It was weird.
All right, moving on.
No deception check for that?
That's such a bad lie. You don't need one.
I was gonna say, he's not trying. He's not trying. If I'm aware of this.
All right.
Or am I?
As you reconvene.
And his
back
honesty
in
accomplice that no one
tavern.
Back in the tavern.
Oh, Mr. Reynard, and sorry, can I borrow you for a moment?
Sure.
And she'll kind of just lead you off to the side. I'm sorry, something of mine went missing the other day.
Indeed. Was this before or after the bandits showed up at your house?
About the same time, I'm assuming, because I know where it was. I don't know where it is. You're the only people to have been in my house.
Actually, I was never in your house. Even when you invited us inside, I stayed outside the entire time.
That's why I'm talking to you.
You did run inside when you fired the fire.
Oh, that's right. I did run inside at one point in the middle of the fight. I apologize.
You seem to be the most trustworthy and level-headed. There is a vial of blood. I would like to have it back. If,
yes.
For some reason, it happens to be in one of your party members' custody.
Well, I'm not in possession of this vial of blood. I do imagine I know who in the group has it. Though there is one thing. I was curious how you might have procured such an item. You're the first person, assuming you were involved in all, which I have to assume you are, considering you were in possession of it. How exactly does one manage to get their vial from there when it lies?
Finish the task you have been given, and I will tell
Beth, you're getting quiet again.
Finish the task you have been given, and I will tell you how.
He just gives her a long look. I just want to insight check to make sure I want to get the feel that she's being on the up and up. Like I don't want
to tell you why after I dig a dagger into your chest.
13.
I'm gonna go roll for her. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
Well, that seems fair. If I can manage to get said individual to return it, then it will be returned. Of course, we have lots of business to deal with first, and there is the small matter of, if we do manage to deal with these Copper Kings, you also owe us for that little endeavor.
Beth, you're quiet.
Yes, well, sorry, I'm used to her talking softly, so. Yes, well, we'll see how it goes.
That's all you need me for.
Yes, thank
I
you.
suppose we should be off. But I must ask,
Yes?
it's not something you could do yourself. Just who have you associated with? Because surely the Red Brands, the Red Brigands, whatever the hell you called them, surely they're not the ones who helped you do something like that.
No, they are not. But she'll smile at that. I know people.
Clearly. I am curious who they are, but I've already asked my question.
There is an order dedicated to preserving balance.
Balance. Balance of what? Empire, order, rich, poor, good, evil, chaos, law.
Life. As all things must be.
Balancing life. More judgment about who deserves to live and to die, or just what?
Our world's history has proven that people cannot be trusted. If one goes too strong, somebody must step in.
Renard kind of runs his hand across his chin. I see. Well, I'll definitely keep that in mind then.
Good luck.
Just for reference, because we're being transparent, or at least I'm being transparent, we do plan on dealing with the Red Brands, whatever the hell they're called.
Red Badgers.
I honestly don't care. I'm making a conscious effort to not care. They're brigands. They're going down one way or the other. I don't care if they rob rich, poor, anyone. They deserve to be behind bars. I'm telling you as a courtesy, so you know that when we take them down, they may attempt to rat you out. You should be in your good graces. Perhaps you can convince the law that you put that past behind you and they won't bother you anymore. Because truthfully, you don't seem like you have done anything to wrong me, and I don't care one way or the other. Aside from the fact that you threw me out of your inn when one of the Warforged caused some debacle with an arrow, but I'll let that one slide just for good time.
I would like my file back, please.
I can understand that. But as I said, I do not have it.
She'll nod.
Until the next time. And I will just give a nod, and he will go back to the group.
Did you have a good conversation, Renard?
Oh, she just wanted to know how we planned on dealing with the bandits and such.
Did you tell them by smiting them down with the fury of my sword?
No, I was giving her a fair warning that we will be attempting to deal with the Red Brands, Red Badges, I think she called them. I really don't care.
It is the Red Badges.
Sure, fine, whatever. They're just brigands. And that I was giving her fair warning that they may attempt to rat her out and that she should be cautious of that.
That is fair. I was going to do the same thing.
Then why don't you take you aside then?
Just wanted to ask me about something that went missing. I can't imagine where it's gone.
What went missing?
Some item from our house. Something of personal importance.
Well, I hope that someone in our group didn't steal it.
I mean, I didn't steal it. I was outside dealing with the dryad.
That is fair. But we were all
I
in our
didn't have
house.
enough time in the house to look through anything. I was in there for a couple of seconds. Never left the main room.
Anyways, I suppose we should probably hit the road soon.
I'm ready to go now.
Yes, the Couple Kings are not going to deal with themselves. We have a bounty to collect.
Also,
oh, good, sorry.
I was gonna say, we're back by now, right? Okay.
So I would recommend as well, at the blacksmith, there are some waterproof cloaks if that is something that you require. I don't think you would want to get all your clothes and belongings wet.
There's one waterproof cloak left.
Oh, there's one. I apologize.
Actually, sorry, one.
Reynard already wears a waterproof coat. That's his trench coat that he wears. Let's say trench coat, his twin tail coat.
How edgy now.
Fine clothes, man. He was born rich.
I'm wearing fine clothes. What do you want me to do? I don't want to get them wet. Anyway, but no, there's one waterproof cloak back at the blacksmith. So if anyone wants to grab it, I would say do it.
We can make a stop, but otherwise, I think we've tarried enough long if you all have had your breakfast.
I agree.
Are those fresh oranges?
Yes, I hooked someone up. Here you are.
Reynard will take one and start to peel it. I actually do like oranges. Fresh ones, Kevin.
These are much more vibrant than the ones I have in my bag.
You know what? I could have
still the concept of freshness to you.
I don't know why. I always assumed you that I just sort of gathered from you, Renaud, that you were an apple sort of man.
Apples are fine.
What kind of apple do you like?
Granny Smith's.
I like Tempest.
He just tilts his head to his like type of apple.
Yes, there's Granny Smith's, Golden Delights.
Fuji's.
Respectable. Very
I'm not
respectable.
going to lie. I honestly have I had no idea there were different types of apples. Regions of apple, sure, but types of apple, that's a little
Yes,
unusual.
like red, green, golden.
Apples are apples.
Orange.
They're all orange
Apples and oranges?
I mean, they all have different flavors.
Apples are apples, like brigands are brigands.
Lovely conversation. But we
The
should...
coating makes no difference.
No,
They're the
let's.
same thing.
But if Granny Smith's more sour.
Why don't we have this conversation?
Let us have this apple conversation
On the road, yes, indeed. We need something to drown out the constant rain.
I don't like. I
I
like plums. I do enjoy plums though, but I don't like what they do.
I'm moving.
No, I'm talking.
Is one. Though, admittedly, my personal favorite ever since as a child are sweet soaked cherries.
That is respectable. I do like. I'm a fan of oranges, but if I had to really pick, I do like limes and lemons.
How long does this conversation take us to get to the
We're
conversation?
Literally just talking about oranges the entire time.
I like the idea of Izana Renard just talking about fruits and be like, just learning more about like each other through fruits.
Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here with like the robots, like, God save me.
Which
There is
god?
no god, only the void.
So
I do not think Palor has a stance on oranges or apples.
there is no Palor.
Oh.
In this world, it's Halael.
So,
Hanael.
for reference, we have an idea where we're going, 15 miles east towards the road, and then following that towards the hillock. I don't suppose anybody here knows how to navigate terrain such as that. That's not really my forte.
Possibly me.
I believe Tempest would be the best one, but didn't Ruby say that it was in a cave by a like a waterfront or a river or something?
The direction she gave us was 15 miles to the east from our home. That would lead you to the road, follow that to the hillock.
So theoretically another 21 miles because it was 6 miles to her house.
Well, she did say it was in
6 hours of walk.
Hours.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
also
6
she said
hours.
to the east. The village we're in is also to the east, so
Well,
it would presumably be even closer.
wasn't her house? Her house was like south of the river, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her house would have been southwest, so we could get there by just traveling south.
Ish.
Across the bridge.
This is why we need a navigator.
This is true.
Tempest is a great navigator. Michael, not so much.
We know for a fact though that the base of operations is in a cave. But honestly, if we find bodies, then we're in the right place. I know it's morbid, but
So we should just walk down the road looking rich and hoping that they pick us off.
If we look rich, we'll probably get robbed by the red badges.
So I do have proficiency with cartographer's tools if it helps us navigate.
That's making maps.
Yeah, but you have to be able to navigate to make maps.
Not necessarily true.
Certainly helps.
So would this be a survival check to?
A map would help, but if you don't know how to navigate the wilderness that you're in to discern where you are related to a map, that's
Anyways, should I make a survival
yes.
check?
Whoever is leading the group needs to make a survival check.
All right, I'm going to use my DM inspiration on this just because I don't want to get lost when we're up in the session anyway.
Are you helping me with that?
I'll just give you my DM inspiration. I don't have it. I don't know how to help you. I don't know how to navigate.
Didn't you already give your inspiration to Tempest?
No, he used his
I
own.
used my own.
Okay.
And failed miserably.
You can do it.
13.
Start guiding the company in a hope direction you presume is the correct one. And though the water is dumping on you with the cracks of thunder every few minutes, that gray, oppressive, humid, wet mist slogging through mud to the western Elcidian coast is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Cool.
Woo!
I certainly hope everybody had a great time. To those of you who viewed this session, I also hope you had a wonderful time. We look forward to seeing you again in the not-too-distant future. Please stay tuned for other events that may be going on in our channel. Again, we have a Cult Divinity Lost that runs on Fridays, I believe. And in the short future, we're going to be having a Dragon Heist game on Thursdays. And I think Mr. Lake here is going to be doing Curse of Strahd on a Saturday evening.
In the next coming weeks, I'm going to be starting up a Curse of Strahd game here on the channel that I will be DMing for the fine folk who enjoy us here.
Bleh, bleh.
Right, everyone.
Bleh.
Thank
I
you.
do not
and
go bleh, bleh.
Good night, everybody.
Go Bears. Go Bears.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Pockets of foul stench abuse the senses of anyone moving from one part of this neighborhood to another.
Let the players get the opportunity to describe something about last session that they enjoyed.
What exactly you want to know about the warehouse next door, anyways?
Everything that you know.
Yeah.
We want to see it.
We want to.
We're trying to. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I look back at the hook and I drag it across his neck.
Thank you. Yep. Doing great.
Can I go give Rome a high five?
To who? To Roman?
To Roman.
So, you have to make the attack roll.
Ah, well, it's a high five. I mean.
And does not hit his AC.
All right. Well, I miss a high five.
You go for it, and he just leaves you hanging.
Why not? Eat some bacon, man. Who's a good kitty? Who's a good kitty?